that has to be the reason why I knew that Wild Bill Hagy was my paternal grandfather. So it was a really odd situation in my life.
Was it because of
Um,
the way he made the Big O?
it was, and honestly, apparently my grandma said, and you know what that means. I'm like, what?
Yeah, the
Um,
Big O.
yeah. So tell me when we go live, because I think that's a story that doesn't need to go to air.
I think we are.
What's
I
that?
think that's what the little thing in the corner means. Is that
Oh,
I think that's what it could be.
ah, how you guys doing? Happy opening night, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
Thanks for
another
locking
Big
in.
O. We like it. We
We,
like the big openings.
yeah, we do. Big openings, no music. Why would we have music? Because you know what? We're working without a net here, kids. It's opening night in the NHL, and God darn it, we're happy to be here. I'm Scotty Waz. Marco the C is there. I don't know why I said God darn it. I already
It's
met.
Pat.
What?
It's Pat.
It's Pat.
Gosh darn it, people like
Oh yeah, gosh, no, that's not Pat. That's Stuart Smalley.
that's Stuart Smalley. That's
Yeah.
right.
Pat was the androgynous one.
That's right.
Um, yeah, it was kind of weird. I don't understand. Like they made a whole movie for her, by the way.
I know. I saw it. But
Why?
I don't know. I was like, it was in middle school, and it came on like HBO or something, and I watched it. It was awful.
It was terrible, man. I mean, it wasn't even funny.
It was one of those Saturday Night Live movies that it was. I think it was after the Wayne's World. It might have been after Wayne's World, or
Hmm.
it was definitely after Coneheads. But it was after like they determined that Saturday Night Live sketches could be successful movies, so they decided to do all of them, and none of
Yeah,
them worked. Because there was a Stuart Smalley movie too.
there was. My God, that was. It's Pat, 1995. So yeah, after Wayne's World, after Coneheads, Julia Sweeney, Dave Foley, Kathy Griffin,
It's
Tim
terrible.
Meadows was there.
Tim Meadows was in all of those movies, I
He really
think.
was. Like it was really odd. Then he had his own for the ladies' man, and that didn't really work out.
I thought the Ladies Man movie was pretty good.
I think in hindsight, it was
It's
good.
definitely way better than people gave it credit for.
Oh, absolutely. I think the same goes for Night at the Roxbury too.
Yes,
By the way, $60,000 is what it grossed at the box office.
that's it.
61 if you want to round it
Six,
up.
$60,000. That's absurd. That is an absurdly low amount of money.
It's Pat has a rare 0% based on 11 reviews on Rotten Tomatoes.
Wow.
So there you go.
What was even the plot? Go ahead and since you're on Rotten Tomatoes, please
Well, I have
look.
I have it up here. Pat Riley, funny that her name is an obnoxious job hopper who is searching for a steady foundation in life. Pat encounters Chris, whose gender is also unrevealed. The two fall in love and get engaged. Meanwhile, Pat neighbors Kyle Jacobson develops an unhealthy obsession with unveiling Pat's gender and begins stalking Pat. Kyle sent in a tape to Pat's performing karaoke to a TV show called America's Creepiest People, bringing Pat to the attention of the band Ween, who featured Pat in one of their performances. Pat plays the
Uh,
tuba. When Pat learns that Ween intends to only use Pat for one gig, Pat breaks up with Chris. Um,
wow, that's very sad.
Gang of thugs, entire blah blah, radio show, Ripties, believe it or not. So essentially, it's one long. It's how long did this movie? How long was this? 78. It's 78 minutes worth of a sketch. The sketch that
Uh,
didn't work. That didn't work for 4 minutes.
that's awful. That is so bad.
Like
Who got money to write this movie? Who's the director? Who's the writer? Who took
It
this
was
job?
directed by Adam Bernstein, screenplay by Julius Sweeney, Jim Emerson, Stephen Hibbert, and uncredited Quentin Tarantino.
Shut up.
That's what it says on Wikipedia, so it must be true.
I highly doubt that Quentin Tarantino put his name anywhere close to that.
Well, that's why he's uncredited.
Well,
Man, we are both sniffling like a motherfucker here.
yes, yes, we are.
Sinuses are a bitch, man. Like especially in autumn. Here we go. Saturday Night Live films. 18. 18, really?
Let's see how many I can get.
Okay.
All right, so we got It's Pat, we got the Stuart Smalley one,
Mm-hmm.
Wayne's World 2.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, hmm. Did I already say it's Pat?
Yeah.
Damn.
That was the first one you said.
Ladies Man.
Yep.
Night at the Roxbury.
Yep.
These are all the ones that are based on Saturday Night Live, correct?
Yes.
MacGruber.
Yes.
Laser Cats.
No.
I would definitely see a Laser Cats movie.
Well, it's probably in production.
How many do I have?
You have this many.
7?
Yeah, which is really good considering.
8? That's 8.
What?
You're using the thumb. It's very European. That's it.
Well, no, I'm counting backwards.
Oh, well, that's no fair. Okay. So, did I say Airheads already? Or Coneheads? Coneheads.
Coneheads. There's one. There's
Not
another.
Airheads. Blues Brothers.
Yep.
God, there's got to be one with Farley.
No.
But no. The no. Okay, I'm out. I'm done. Is the radio one count?
No. Blues Brothers 2000 does count.
Okay.
Bob Roberts. I don't even know what that one is.
No idea.
Tim Murray's in there. Someone's calling you, Mark.
Yeah, it's true. It's Mitch. Mitch was calling.
Big Mitch. Gilda Live. Gilda Radner is apparently one.
Okay.
Howard, the film.
Howard? What was Howard?
Or Harold, I'm sorry.
What was Harold?
Spencer Briz. Wow, when did this come out? This came out like
maybe we need to talk about this with Lyle. I think Lyle would remember all of these.
Maybe. That was in 2008. A Mighty Wind is credited as a Saturday Night Live movie.
A Mighty Wind?
Yes.
Is it about
Catherine O'Hara, Eugene Levy, Christopher Guest, Michael McKean, Harry Shearer? I see. I don't think of that as a Saturday Night Live movie.
Neither do I.
Mr. Bill. Mr. Bill's Real Life Adventures, the claymation movie.
No, okay.
Mr. Mike's Mondo Video. I don't even know what that one is.
See, I got all the ones that people would know.
No, you didn't. Superstar.
Oh yeah, I forgot that was a movie.
Yeah, we all did. And Mr. Saturday Night with Billy Crystal is also 1, 2. So there you go. So Mark, since you had 10 right, you have the free reign. It's 9 more than I would have gotten right. How was your week, brother? How was things going on there?
It's good. It's very very good. Good week. Except for the game on Deadeye game on Sunday, which we won, but kind of hurt my knee again, but not bad.
Oh.
I don't know how badly. I'm going back to the doctor on Thursday at 2:00 to get that checked out, and I'll let you guys know, what's up with that. But other than that, good weekend, good week.
We'll know when your leg's propped up on the table during a show.
Yeah.
Hey guys, what's up?
Yes.
Other
Other than that, heading to Chicago this weekend with that one right there.
Yeah, I see her. Yeah, I know. I heard she's got a big run ahead of her.
She does. She's getting socks.
She's frantically running. Run! Get socks faster, Freddie! Get socks faster! They're always in the last place you look, because why would you look any further?
Yes, they are always in the last place you look. She got him.
Hey!
All right, now she goes.
So yeah, she's got a fun Chicago run. It's the Dodging from the Bullets 5K, followed up by the Hey, I thought guns were illegal in this town 10K.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay. Okay.
I'm
What?
just shouting out names at this point.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
No, Chicago Marathon this weekend. Chicago Marathon. Heading out there. So yes, what are you up to, Scotty? My hair looks pretty good today.
Yeah, it looks nice. Looks fancy. It's good. It's Thanksgiving coming up here on Sunday, so getting ready for that. Yeah, other than that, no, it's not. I stayed out till 7:30 in the morning Friday morning.
Why would you do that?
Friday, Saturday morning. I don't know. Me and my friend Kaylee, who's works at the Mr. Mike's Casual Steakhouse. We just didn't
Hmm.
feel like going home, so we just hung out and shot the shit.
Well, all right.
So one of those nights that last forever. Um,
How long did it
we
last?
just
I thought it only lasted till 7:30.
Well, yeah, but it lasted 5 hours in a car talking about a variety of topics while she had milk, and she's like, "I don't know why I bought this milk. This is a bad idea." Um, it's so she's like, "I'm gonna have to chug this when I go home." I'm like, don't do that. It's 4 gallons of milk. She's like, "What the hell is a gallon?" I'm like, "Okay, a liter of milk." Um,
Yeah, because
yeah.
Canadians and their metric systems.
Except I flip flopped them. It should have been liter of milk is 4 gallons. Whatever. The point is this: she had milk in the car for
No, 4 gallons is bigger than one
no.
gallon is 4 liters.
That is. Yep,
A
nope.
gallon is very large.
But point is this: I said 4 gallons, and I should have said
A big O.
I should have said a gallon. I should have said a gallon and not 4 gallons as I am to do because I couldn't fit in the front seat of my Grand Am. Christ, that'd be a hell of a thing to fit in the. It's just a big thing, a bag of milk, and you just plop it in the front of my car. Which still a thing in Ontario apparently. You can buy a bag of milk and
A
just away
bag
you
of
go.
milk. What would you do with a bag of milk?
You put it in like a pitcher. You get a bag of milk and you put it in a pitcher and you just cut the top and away you go.
So, but is that like getting that big bag of cereal from Costco and putting it in one of those plastic things with the top that flips open?
Yeah, pretty much.
You know what I'm talking
Essentially.
about? You know what
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
talking
yeah.
about? Like there was a strict division of families growing up. The families that poured the cereal out of the box it came in, and the families that took their cereal and put it into those little plastic things. I always thought those families were weird.
They weren't they? I mean, Christ. Of course, my family being as it is, yeah, we thought if you had cereal for breakfast, you're a whack job. We were a donuts or bacon and egg breakfast family, and that's how we
Nice.
liked it.
Well, you never know
Um,
what if you take it out of the box in the bag, you never know when it's supposed to go bad without trying it. You know, there's like a use by date
but
on the
does cereal
box.
go bad? Like, let's
Yes,
be
it gets
honest.
stale. It definitely
It
gets stale.
does
Have you
get
ever had
stale.
stale Fruit Loops? It's awful.
No, because I didn't eat Fruit Loops. Are you a milk or no milk guy?
What? Who eats
Are you
cereal without milk?
me? That's why I'm asking.
Really?
Yes, I can't
Why
stand
even bother calling it cereal? It's just like a bag of snacks at that point.
exactly. Why do you think for the longest time I didn't eat salads? I'm like, I got the croutons right here, ma. I don't need salad. I got the best part of the whole thing.
The whole part of a bowl of cereal is that there's milk in there, and you get the protein with the carbs and the sugar.
You're crazy.
That's the whole
Kills
point. That's
kills the
why it's a
nutritional
balanced
value when you add milk.
breakfast. And you add orange juice to it to get your citrus.
Yeah. Why are you adding orange juice to the cereal and the
You don't,
milk?
you
That
don't
just makes
add
it.
it to the cereal.
What?
That's ridiculous. It's in a glass off to the side.
See, here's my thing.
Vitamin C.
My palate is so weird. I couldn't do like I'd have to have if I had the cereal and the milk, I'd have to have the orange juice like 5 hours later, because I can't cleanse the palate that way with citrus and milk. And I'm not, first off,
What about a piece of wheat toast with little? I can't believe it's not butter.
all right, that's fine. That works because that's all in the dairy family. The I can't believe it's not butter with the milk. It's all in the dairy family, so you can have it there.
All right. Well, if you had to have milk in a bowl of cereal, what cereal would you choose?
Uh, I would go with the ooh, that's good. I would go with the Cookie Crisp.
Yeah,
Uh,
I figured you were gonna say like Cocoa Crisp or something.
exactly. I'm going something chocolatey.
Yeah.
Or I go Wheaties. I go with the Wheaties. I switch it up a bit and just not have. I'm either going to have completely shitty breakfast or not so shitty breakfast.
Yeah.
So that's how I roll.
Nice.
You?
My go-to these days is Honey Bunches of Oats with almonds. The HBO
That's
with
good.
almonds. It's good stuff. But
Isn't that? Don't you have to pay extra for that channel?
the HBO with almonds, yeah, the HBO with nuts. Because you don't,
It's just,
the regular HBO, you don't get any nuts. You just get the milk.
it's just all the male parts of Game of Thrones, and that's all it is.
uh, I don't know. Like if I had no repercussions like whatsoever, I was just eating like childhood cereals again. I think my number one would be Lucky Charms. I'd go back to Lucky Charms and then Cinnamon Toast Crunch after that.
A little birdie told me today you can just buy the marshmallows.
Oh, that's dangerous.
And they have like a 95-ounce bag of just marshmallows.
What is 95 ounces?
Um,
How many milligrams is that?
oh God, now you're gonna make me think. It's 95 ounces. The thing. It's the 14 glasses, I think.
Let's see, 95 milligrams. 95 ounces is a lot.
No shit. That's like bulk stuff. That's like, you know what? We got a camping trip. We're gonna make a lot of s'mores because we're gonna be drunk.
Nine to,
Um,
where to buy 95 pounds of cereal marshmallows? Nope, we don't want 95 pounds, Google.
hold on. Let's keep that out there. Let's not. Let's
95,
not.
95 ounces is only 2.69 milligrams. Oh, wait, to the sixth power.
Okay. To the
It
sixth
is,
power.
it is 95 ounces is 2.7 kilograms.
All right. So I'm sorry. Yeah. Not. I'm sorry. 95 pounds.
So
So
you want 95 pounds?
it's equal to two.
That
It's
is
two.
43 kilograms.
It's equal to 217.47 ounce bags
That
of cereal
is
marshmallows.
that
And
is
that'll run you $399.99 with free shipping.
that's it.
Yeah.
That is 6.78 stone of
Mark,
marshmallow.
you can get 64 7-ounce bag of cereal marshmallows, just the marshmallows, for $119.99, including $30 shipping.
It's included?
No, $30 shipping has to,
You said included.
including 30. Oh yeah, that's my fault. Um, but here, that's the best value because you get the two 7-ounce bags at $7.99, and then you have to pay $7 shipping. Then you get the 32 7 ounces, and then you got $69.99 with $25 shipping, and you get $119, $30
So
shipping.
my issue is I'll never know when the marshmallows are going to go bad though because they come in a bag. I'm going to have to take them out of the bag and put them into those plastic things, and I'm never going to know when they go bad.
Here's the thing. Let's go to Montana, buy a house out there. No sales tax in Montana,
It's
so
good.
we can just have it
There's
shipped
also
there.
no sales tax if you buy it on the internet, and there isn't a brick and mortar store in the state that you bought it from.
Interesting.
That's why there's no tax on Amazon because there is no Amazon store anywhere. But the business itself, I think, is located in California. Therefore, if you buy from Amazon in California, you have to pay sales tax. Boom!
Wow, in the
You
face.
just got taught.
Yeah, no, I was taught, and they're using drones now in California, so
Shut up.
to get your get your package there at the Amazon
That
place.
hasn't been approved yet. I mean,
They've been
they're
doing it. They're just dropping stuff all over the place.
no, they're not.
Yeah, just hanging out. Just
The
dropping
FAA has not approved the use of drones for delivery.
Amazon's bigger than the FAA. How dare you?
They're testing it on the Amazon facilities. Maybe Amazon and Google. Maybe Google is taking the car that drives itself and taking the drones out into the middle of the desert and then making the drones fly back to Amazon. And then the car can drive itself back too. Then you won't have to pay anyone anything. How about
First
that?
off, I like it. I like where we're going with this. We got to make our own store. Call it something. I don't know. Call it like Galapagos, and then we just start doing that, and away we go. We don't sell anything except for the stuff we have. So it's basically like an eBay, Amazon.
Yeah, I'm not selling this though. It's my Amazon.
What ducky?
rubber ducky.
Is that your Everton ducky?
My Everton rubber ducky.
Look at it
Or
go.
I'm also not selling my Believe shirt.
Yeah, how about them O's there, hon?
Believe. ALCS against They'll Never Be Royals.
How weird is it that one of these teams who hasn't been to a World Series in about 29 years minimum, 31 for the Orioles, is going to go to a World Series?
Well, as I just realized today, and I was thinking of pointing out on the internet, no team that has played in Camden Yards has gone to the World Series since the 1995-96 Cleveland Indians.
Wow, that's quite the pool. Holy jeez. Um, no, because 97 they got to the ALCS. So, well, wait, no, they
Did
didn't
you
win, did
hear
they?
what I just said?
Yeah, no. I get it. All right.
No team that has played in Camden Yards has gotten to the World Series. It was actually the 1994 Cleveland Indians. Sorry, not the 95 Cleveland Indians.
It's all right. Um, Still, I don't think that's right. Now, who was the coach of that team? Was that what's his nut?
It was Jake.
Yeah, Jake Taylor.
Jake Taylor. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, technically,
Well,
uh,
he took over for Lou Brown because Lou Brown had a heart attack.
yeah,
So that was a trying time for the Indians. That's for
it
sure.
was.
Um,
Corbin Benson was just a role player.
and also for a time their GM, which is really really weird. Um, my thing is this: what happened to that warehouse in Cleveland that they had to tear it down when Progressive Field was built?
I don't know. It's
That's
very
my
sad.
question.
Very
That's my
sad.
question. Questions that'll never be answered. Because well, there's not going to be a Major League Four for now, till we write it.
Well, I
Till
mean,
we write it.
was there really a Major League Three? Let's be honest.
I
That
like
movie,
Scott
that
Bakula
movie
as the
was
coach.
awful.
Go to hell. I love the fact that the Buds were in this, man. I mean, hell, you had Jefferson Darcy coaching the Twins. That was amazing. Um,
It was
yeah,
Jefferson. Oh, Jefferson from yeah. Okay,
Married with
from
Children. Yeah.
Married with Children. Yes.
He was married to Marcy Darcy. Um,
Yes.
then yeah, who else was on? I mean, you had Sorrento was there. You had what's his name? Kawasaki. You had the catcher,
Rube
Rube.
Baker.
Yeah, Rube Baker. Who was the heart and soul of that team? Let's not kid ourselves here.
It's true. Fredericks of Hollywood.
I made the rooster. Um, I mean, hell, Kawasaki had his own mini golf course for Christ's sake. I mean, he was doing good. He was doing good there in Sarasota, and then they had to travel up to Minnesota and play in the Homerdome, which also that was after or Jefferson Darcy took over for that young kid who do you remember that 12-year-old manager there? So they took over for him, and then
Little Big
that's when
League.
yeah, that's when things got crazy. Um, so yeah, it took over for Little Big League there. Really odd. That was after they lost to the Seattle Mariners. After that crushing loss, he quit um, because yeah, it's, his first base coach decided to or his first baseman decided to write and star in 30 something. So that
Oh,
was another thing.
yeah,
He's
that
like
was a tough loss for the Twins
for,
there.
for the Twins as a whole. Because I
I
mean,
mean, really,
Kevin's
ever since then, the whole organization went downhill.
exactly, and Kirby Puckett died, and Ken Herbeck's lost at sea. I really don't know where he's at.
Where did
Obviously,
I'm gonna look up Ken Herbeck.
go look up Ken Herbeck as we're finding out what happened to the Twins of yesteryear. After that, look up Dan Gladden. Pretty sure he's probably coaching single A somewhere.
He was born in 1960.
Uh-huh.
Last appeared in a Major League Baseball game in 1994. Um, Ken Herbeck hosted an outdoor sports program on Fox 9 called Ken Herbeck Outdoors for 6 years, ending in 2009.
Wow.
He is a perennial pitchman for the Twin Cities area HVAC company Carrier Heating and Air Conditioning. There's your first goal of the NHL season,
Who's that?
coming courtesy of your Boston Bruins. I don't know who scored it.
All right.
Let's see. Since Ken Herbeck's father died of ALS in 1982, he has worked to increase awareness of the disease. Herbeck hosts an annual charity golf tournament in Minnesota to raise money for ALS research. I bet if I searched hard enough, I could see a Kent Herbeck
Where is he now?
video of him pouring water on himself.
Exactly, but it was after the 1991 World Series. It's like, no one celebrate with me. Ken Herbeck.
That's good to know that he's still doing things.
Yeah, well, I figured he would. He seems like the outdoors type. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just his demeanor and just build. He seems like a guy who would not Shawn Michaels. That's for sure.
Not Shawn Michaels.
No, not Michael Higginbottom, aka Shawn Michaels.
Who else did you want me to look up?
Dan Gladden,
Dan Gladden,
number 32. Dan Gladden.
known as the Dazzle Man.
Wow. First off, epic nickname.
Clinton Daniel Dan Gladden III, known as the Dazzle Man. Yep, born in '57, last played for the Detroit Tigers in 1993. He has in 2000 he became a color commentator on the Twins radio broadcast network. He worked alongside Frick Award-winning commentator Herb Carneal and the Twins play-by-play man John Gordon. Carneal died on April 1st, 2007, leaving Gladden to deliver color commentary full-time. So it sounds like he's still doing color commentary for the Twins radio network.
Good for him. Good for Danny Ballgame, or the Dazzlers, they like to call him. Dazzle Man.
Can you name the 7 Twins that were part of both the 1987 and 1991 World Series teams?
That's a good one. I'm assuming Dan Gladden.
Dan Gladden is 1.
Ken Herbeck.
Ken Herbeck is 2.
Kirby Puckett.
Kirby Puckett is 3. I don't know if you're going to get any of the rest of them, but you're going to recognize the names.
I'm going to recognize. Yeah, I know I'm going to recognize the name. Terry Steinbach played for the A's at that time.
Yep, not a twin.
Not a twin. Going around was Walt Weiss?
Nope, no Walt Weiss. But there is a name with alliteration there in this list.
Oh God, Greg Gagne?
Greg Gagne.
Yeah, he played short. I know that.
Yep.
He played second.
So we got 3 names left that you're missing.
Got 2 outfielders and got 2 infielders. Oh God, was Bert Blyleven?
No Bert. No Bert, unfortunately.
I know he was 87.
You got over 50%. I'm impressed that the Greg Gagne was one I didn't think you were gonna get.
Yeah, I know there was an alliteration there. I'm trying to think of Gary Gaetti?
Nope. The Gagne was the only alliterative name.
I don't know. Who were the other 3?
Randy Bush.
Oh yeah.
Al Newman. And Gene Larkin.
Gene Larkin. Harry's unsuccessful brother.
Gene Larkin. What is he up to these days? Last played in 1993 for the Minnesota Twins. Played his entire career with the Minnesota Twins.
Back in an era when free agency wasn't a big deal.
And nobody cares. Because there's nothing for him after he played baseball. All right, good times.
Probably sold his rings, and away he goes.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Now that we got you up to date in your 1991 Minnesota Twins, and the movie canon, obviously that is Little Big League into Major League 3, or Major League back to the minors if you don't want to call it Major League 3. Since that hurt a little bit, we're gonna go through our news and our injury report. And boy howdy, season's not even started. We've got a whole list of injuries for you to go to today. Danny Heatley, groin injury. He's day to day, but hey, aren't we all? David Krejci, lower body injury. He's on the IR, as well as Greg Campbell, who has a core injury, and he's on the IR. What's wrong with what is the core? Is that like an abdomen deal? Is that what we're calling it?
Yeah, if you have a weak core, then you get hurt a lot. Yeah, as a hockey player, you'd think that you need your core to be strong because you're twisting and turning and using your hips and everything. But some people just don't take care of their core.
Got to put your hand up on your hip, and when you dip, we dip, you dip. Sam Bennett, the first-round pick for the Calgary Flames, might need shoulder surgery. Could be out up to 3 months. So that's a big blow to him. So odds are he's probably going to be going back to the OHL. He plays. I don't know if he plays for Kingston or Sarnia, and I think it's Kingston. I don't want to. I think it's Kingston because they're making a big deal that he had the same number as Doug Gilmour, and he's the GM or coach or something there. Christopher Stieg, lower body injury. He's out 3 weeks. Big hit for the Columbus Blue Jackets as their 5th regular goes down. Brandon Dubinsky, abdominal surgery yesterday on Tuesday. He's going to be out 6 weeks. So it's good they got Ryan Johansson signed, huh? Boy, howdy.
Yeah.
Sergei Gonchar, he's got an ankle injury. He's going to be out 3 to 5 weeks. and Pavel Datsuk's going to start the season on the IR with a shoulder separation. Pavel Datsuk, a guy who I picked second or third overall, and
I
not third
believe
overall, but third
not
round.
yes, I believe I got him in the third or fourth round. The
Yeah.
same round that I got Gene Larkin in my 1991 fantasy baseball draft.
When you were playing Roto with your buddies and just marking
Yeah.
down, just doing it by hand, and you're like,
Oh
what's this
yeah.
internet thing?
We had to get all the national newspapers with the box scores, so we could write it down the next day. Otherwise, how would we have known?
And that draft was still less time than what Todd Butts put together back in the day.
Oh my God, that was
We had like the year after. You weren't there for that. It was like a 7-day draft. It was like the real MLB draft. It was
I
insane.
did it. I did that league 1 year, I think, and it was
Yeah.
great because we, we were drafting people because of the amount of holds they got. Because holds was one of the stupid categories that Todd Butts decided to. But then again, here we are with our fantasy league doing face-off wins. So
Well, he had that league like beforehand. This is when he and his buddies did it by pencil and paper, like when they actually did roto leagues and stuff like that before the internet. So yeah, they put all this stuff together and crap like that. I'm like, wow, that's amazing. Why is this guy here? Why is the doctor from Chicago here?
I don't know, but he's looking very dapper with that mustache. He doesn't realize he's on already.
Yes, I do.
Oh, okay.
Hey, guys.
Hi, Elon. How are you, buddy?
I'm tired as poop.
Good. Well, thank you for cleaning up the
Nice
language.
jersey.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, nice jersey there, boss. Is that the OV Winter Classic shit?
He's muted himself.
What a bastard.
It says you're muted.
Doesn't look. Oh, what do you know? I am.
And you're muted again. It's like auto-muting you for some reason.
Why is it auto-muting you?
I'm trying to tell it not to. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you. Just
You know what? I think
sounds
it's
like
because
you're
we're talking, you're getting muted for some reason. I don't get it.
Well, there's one solution to that problem. You do not talk when I talk. You not talk when I talk.
So are you watching this game, Elon?
Yeah, and I think I want both teams to lose.
Yeah. It's possible.
They made some rule changes this year, right? Is that one of them? Can two teams lose at once?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's a possibility.
Well, there's
After the dry scrape, and then they run him over with the Zamboni. It's really weird.
no better game for that.
Yeah. So, if you don't know who Elon is, he is our resident doctor of Thugonomics, and he is going to be well versed in this. And he used to appear on the show. Him and Mark used to be together. They did a buddy cop movie, straight to DVD. It was part of the SNL. The SNL.
It was
movie
way
line.
better than It's Pat.
It was way better than It's Pat. That was actually on the movie title, on the poster. It's better than It's Pat.
Doesn't take much.
No, it didn't.
So how much longer do you have until you're back in DC, Elon? You looking forward to it?
You have no idea. I'll be back in DC November 21st, I think, and I'll be there through January 5th, including the Winter Classic.
Yeah. Did you already order your Winter Classic jersey?
No.
Are you going to?
I kind of want to.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Winter Classic jerseys cost money.
Yes.
Fake Winter Classic jerseys, and this is off the record, so definitely not on.
Don't worry, no one's listening. You're fine.
Those fake jersey websites they also cost money, but not as much. So maybe.
Yes.
How about you? Are you gonna get one?
Well, we talked about them a couple weeks ago on the show, and I think they are not good looking at all.
Gross, and I saw their whole article trying to explain where the design came from and everything, and that actually turned me a little bit. I don't mind them as much, but I don't know if I'll buy one. We'll see.
I know that my Winter Classic jersey, much akin to your Winter Classic jersey, Big Stan was able to, possibly go and get something from, he got some rice. Yeah, they are inexpensive, and they are something.
What are
And
they,
while
like $170 a pop?
for the real jerseys, yeah,
What if they for the non-real jerseys?
like $29.95. Um, no, I think it's like $60, $70.
That's
After shipping.
expensive for a fake jersey.
A little bit
Why did you
expensive.
mute me?
You're not muted. You're fine. We can hear you. Once you talk,
This
you're
is-
fine.
Damn it!
We can hear you.
The underpants gnomes have gotten into my laptop.
Interesting.
That is very unfortunate.
Why are you putting underpants in your laptop? Is this next question?
I didn't.
Oh, okay.
I guess that means I'm out of underwear. Work will be special tomorrow.
Maybe you can get those from the same website you're gonna get your jersey from.
I hope they don't cost $60.
Maybe you can just buy two of them and make one to different pairs of underwear. Either way, whatever. The point is this: we are finding
We
interesting
digress.
ways.
What
happened?
was that? Okay.
I don't know.
I'm just eating my dinner.
Would you
What
like
you eating
to?
there, bud? What you got? What you got in there in your bowl there? What you got?
A little bit of salmon and some broccoli.
You fancy? Looking
Not
fancy
really.
over there on your.
It
in
was shake and bake.
Living
penthouse
large in a
apartment.
studio apartment.
Ooh, we got salmon and broccoli. Ooh. Did you catch that salmon yourself?
You should have been here yesterday. I had 4 helpings of cheese mashed potatoes.
By the way, I've decided I'm going to open a mashed potato bar across every outside of every campus in the United States. It's going to be called This Bud's for You.
Nice.
It's
That's awesome.
going to be really great. Also, not only mashed potato bar, but we're going to make potatoes any way you want it. So
What's your go-to mashed potato? If you could have any fixin' on your mashed potato, what would it be?
Deep fried mashed potatoes.
Okay. I like myself a little. You get the red skin. You keep the skin in. You put the chives on. You put a little dollop of sour cream on there, and a bada bing. Away you go.
That's it. What?
Bada
No bacon? No cheese? Get out of here, man.
Nah, I think you can gimmick it up if you want, but
No
honestly, why would
steak?
yeah, I'll put steak. You know what? I want my mashed potatoes with steak in it, and away we go. Like one of those KFC bowls.
Hey, you
Those
can
were
put-
good.
If you're gonna have a mobile mashed potato based food truck, which is what it sounds like you're gonna do here.
No, we're gonna have like a little Subway kind of thing. Food truck. Get out of here with that. What am I, a
a
hipster?
mashed potato
No.
based food truck. You gotta have something. You gotta have some protein to put on top of that.
We're all protein, brother.
That was my phone.
Who's calling you? Is it George Clooney's? Is it the George Clooney's with the ERs?
George Clooney's not calling. My father's calling.
Close enough.
He wants to ask me if he can buy one of my Winter Classic tickets.
Nice.
They're yours? I thought they were his.
They're in my name, but as my dad and my brother have been going to the games in my stead while I'm in Chicago for med school, I guess they're the ones really holding down the fort. So I don't know. We got to work something out. Maybe he can hold my beer cup.
There you go. That works out. Yeah.
That's why we need one more ticket. Mark, are you going to go to the game?
Probably not.
Not.
We'll see, but probably
Wait, really?
not. Yeah.
Wait, really?
If I wind up having a chance to get a couple tickets, I'll go. But I don't think I'm gonna go out of my way to go.
StubHub?
If some tickets fall off the back of a truck, maybe I'll go. If some tickets come from the website that you guys order your jerseys from, maybe I'll go.
I'll talk to Big Stan. How much are tickets going for that?
They're going from anywhere between $80 a pop plus all the extra fees, and this is face value. So you can quote my face on this. $80 a piece plus all those extra fees, up to like $400 a piece, and all those extra fees.
Yeah.
Wow.
So much for Ted not raising season ticket prices.
Well, these things
Because,
happen.
you know,
Well,
technically they did.
To be To be fair, this is not a Capitals event. The NHL sells the tickets.
It's
to
true.
this
Okay.
event.
But it's a home game. Therefore, Ted Leonsis only sold 40 tickets to Capitals home games instead of 41 tickets
Yes,
to Capitals
that-
home
you
games,
know what?
and charged the same price,
Touche,
overall.
sir. Touche.
which means he raised season ticket prices.
And how? Good point, Mark. Point
Yeah.
Mark. Point Mark.
Can I actually for real mute myself and excuse myself for a couple minutes? Got to call back the Padre.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead and call back Tony Gwynn.
Make a trade.
He's gonna mute him. Is he gonna mute himself? Is he gonna?
Is
mute
he? Is
That
he
work?
really muted? Is he really?
Yeah,
I
I
can
can
still hear you.
You're good now. You're fine. Okay. I saw your mouth move. All right, Jesus. All right, this is not a ventriloquist.
I'm doing that on purpose. I'm not muted.
No. You're doing good. Elon, one-man play. It's gonna be great.
All right.
Here I come. All right, let's try number 2.
And if he doesn't mute himself, then I can mute him.
Well,
Please
there you
mute me, Mark.
go. Yeah, mute him.
Oh no, I've gone cross-eyed.
He's hidden, and I can present him to everyone.
You can present him to, just like in college. You can just put him out there.
There he is. He's gone now.
He's gone,
But he's still presented to everyone. Now he's not. Okay.
The Face Off Hockey Show. End of the presentation by Elon. All right, so some more news. Brian Giunta named the captain of your Buffalo Sabres with Matt Moulson, and Josh George is named the alternate. Jerome McGinley, the alternate in Colorado, and Stefan Robidas, the alternate in Toronto. This is a big deal because, well, they're new guys, first year on the team, and they're all getting all the letters.
Yeah.
Good idea, bad idea on this.
I think we've talked about this before. I don't think that the captaincy is
A big deal.
and granted, we're not in NHL locker rooms, so maybe they consider it to be a big deal. But if that's the case, if they consider it to be a big deal, then the players probably voted on it anyway, in which case it's a non-story. Then it means that's the person that they want to lead their team. If the coach appointed that player, I don't know. The way that I see a captaincy is there's obviously a functional reason to have a captain on the ice. There is a leader on the team, and these leaders happen, over the course of either many years or just, through example for what they do on the ice and off the ice. I doubt that these new players have really proven themselves as leaders in a locker room when they haven't been on the team that long. So my guess is either the coach appointed them a captain, which means nothing to anyone, or the players voted for them to be captains, which means they respect them and it's not really a big deal.
The Sabres thing I can understand because there's no one else in that room that I think could be a captain because I think they're all like first, second-year players. The Ginla one is interesting to me, just because I don't know. That's really weird. The Toronto one, they're just crazy. So I don't, but I'm with you on this. If it's coach appointed, then yeah, that could cause a little hecticness. If it's player appointed, then it's much ado about nothing, as the kids like to say.
It's just a little C on your chest. That's it. It's not like there's a big O on their chest.
I was gonna say, is that what you tell all the girls? Anyway, Ryan McDonough named the captain of the New York Rangers, while a guy who has a big O on his chest, Erik Karlsson, is the captain of your Ottawa Senators.
He does have a big O on his chest.
That's just the alternate jerseys. So they're there. Peter Mueller ended his NHL comeback as he and the St. Louis Blues mutually terminated his contract, and away he's going back
Very
over
sad.
to Europe. A little sad. Yeah, this
Such
kid.
The kid Peter Mueller.
What's that?
Such potential that kid Peter Mueller had.
So much potential. Coming out and had a great WHL career, and then couldn't hit it in the pros because of injury and just lackluster showings pretty much. So he's back over to Europe, and maybe one day he'll come back and try it again. Here's an interesting situation. Hillary Knight practicing with the Anaheim Ducks this past weekend. One of the most, I would say, would you say she's probably one of the most recognizable athletes from the women's national team.
Yes, if not the most recognized athlete. From
I don't want to slight Julie Chu whatsoever.
I don't remember what Julie Chu is like.
Well, she was the captain, so I don't want to slight her too much.
Well, I mean, look, it sucks because I don't know how many people watched and really paid attention to who the players were in the Olympics. But Hillary Knight is probably most well known for her Body Magazine ESPN spread.
Yeah. And me and Johnny P raving about her for years.
And it sucks that that's how the women's national team for hockey gets exposure. But that's one way to get exposure. So that's probably why most people know who Hillary Knight is from that magazine. And she's obviously a great player. Did practicing with the Ducks. You said Ducks, right, or was it Kings?
Yes, the Ducks.
Ducks was obviously a publicity stunt, possibly for both of them. So it's not like they were going to offer her a contract.
No, but of all the people from that women's team, I think she could do it. She's like 5'11", 170, so she's like Brian Giunta size, but taller. So yeah, it was interesting to see. Bruce Boudreau had nothing but shining comments to say about her work ethic and stuff like that. So. And then she also did a seminar after that, and all kinds of fun stuff there. So, yeah, it worked out both ways. But also, Hillary Knight, of all people, since Shannon Sabados is playing in the SPHL this year for the Columbus Cottonmouths, a lot of people were wondering when's the first position player going to be playing outside of Angela Rigario, who played for the Tulsa Oilers back in the day. So Hillary Knight could be the next one. We'll see how that goes. Also, the Stadium Series announcement in San Jose, as the Sharks will take on the Kings at Levi Stadium. Everyone's getting a free pair of jeans for that one. I can't.
Yay!
Can't confirm or deny that one though. So, but yeah. Also, we're not going to cover this here too much. I'll get your take on it because it was big news. The ECHL absorbed the Central Hockey League. So all 7 teams remaining in the Central Hockey League after 3 teams bowed out this summer are now part of the ECHL, and the Central Hockey League is no more. Thoughts, ideas, Mark?
It's about damn time. We only talked about this a month and a half ago. Like,
Yeah.
what took them so long? If this was going to happen,
I know.
sooner and get a schedule actually like on the books and ready to go, as opposed to waiting until now. And maybe they did get a schedule like announced and on the books.
Right now.
Great. So now you just wasted a month and a half of trying to get your shit together when this could have been done months ago.
Fun fact: the season starts on the 17th for the ECHL. It's going ahead as planned.
And so what are the CHL teams going to do? Just sit there playing with themselves, playing tummy sticks?
They're gonna easy there with the tummy sticks. They're gonna revamp the schedule and away they go.
What do you mean revamp the schedule?
The ECHL put their schedule out. Now that they have the CHL teams, they're revamping it again. Everything's crazy.
So much vamping going on.
Yeah, vamping and revamping. It's crazy. It's like a friggin' Twilight book. Vamping, revamping.
I get it.
CHL now absorbed. Now the big thing, the reason why they didn't want this is because 3 teams are owned by the same people in the CHL, and they were probably the holdouts in terms of just saying, you know what, we could do the 7-team league and then do it next year. But at that time, guess what? Probably 3 of those teams would be non-existent after that, and they wouldn't be able to join the ECHL.
They probably should have thought about this before they, made the CHL into an outrageously widespread, incredibly not profitable entity.
Mm-hmm.
That's my business. That's my business standpoint.
That's your business standpoint.
You don't spread yourself too thin unless you're willing to own 3 teams in a minor league hockey league.
What?
That's my business standpoint. I'm sticking to it.
Those were words.
Don't spread yourself too thin.
What was Elon eating? Like we were the only ones to see that. Was he eating like a pie?
I don't know. What, is he done with his salmon?
I don't know what he's doing. Who knows what he's doing? I don't even know if he knows what he's doing. That's the crazy part about all this. So yeah, that's all I have until we get Lalon. We'll wait till Mr. Elon gets back. Talk to him, see what he's been up to at Chicago Street. You guys you hanging out in Chicago or no? You get
I was planning on talking to him about it, but I had not mentioned it to him yet. I think we've talked about the fact that we're going to be in Chicago for the marathon. But he's a very busy man.
He is. He's about to be a doctor.
That's not a doctor, a physician's assistant, but he can definitely write his own prescriptions.
That's dangerous.
Not his own prescriptions.
What?
Like, he can't write prescriptions for himself. I think that's out and out illegal. I don't even think real doctors, like actual physician doctors, can do that. But he can write prescriptions for other people.
He has to unmute himself. I wonder if he knows that.
Yes, you have to unmute yourself if you're trying to talk to us, Mustache Man.
You can't talk into the stethoscope. We won't hear you then. Because we don't have the ears. Yep. No, he's going to diagnose his own computer. This would be a great ad for diagnosis for computer work. He's like, all right, you're going to die.
He's got a Heine? Is that a Heine? What is that?
Looks like
I'm going to present him to everyone. It is a modus operandi. I get it. It's an IPA.
I like it. The MH ended the presentation. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. Honestly, we're putting him out there for display like some kind of caged animal.
So were you able to unmute yourself, Elon? Of all the times that we can't hear you.
We can't hear you.
We can't hear you.
It's a cute bit. It's a cute bit. No one can see you either. We're the only ones who can see you, and you might not even there to the listening public, for all we know. We're just talking that there's the guy here just hanging out. The weird mustache and possibly a not real Ovechkin. Two fake things, a mustache and an Ovechkin jersey on Elon right
mustache, now. It looks like he hung out with the guy from Seventh Heaven a lot when they were young.
Hey, now, listen, by the way, bad week for Seventh Heaven as the father becomes a KT and one of the actresses dies.
Wait, what? One of the actresses died?
Yeah. I don't know. She was 40. She died. They said she died in her sleep with her laptop still on her lap. I'm like, well... First off,
what?
Let's check file history. As Wario, Dr. Wario is joining us. Yeah, the Seventh Heaven actress who died. What was her name? Obviously, it wasn't Jessica Biel.
Of course not. But do you think, like, if you're Justin Timberlake right now, like, how many questions do you have for Jessica Biel? Like, so the dad on that show turned out to be like a kid toucher.
First off, did he? And second off, how many times? Sarah Goldberg was the actress's name.
Italian girl?
Yeah, no, good old Italian girl.
Yeah.
She went to sleep and didn't wake up. She was 40. She was also in Jurassic Park 3.
There was a Jurassic Park 3?
Apparently. She started as a bumblebee in the Chicago City Ballet production of Cinderella. She was also asked to be an extra in Julia Roberts' movie My Best Friend's Wedding.
Did she do it?
I guess so. She played a Jewish medical student, Sarah Glass Camden, who fell in love with the son of a Christian pastor. Yeah, Elon, it's crazy. Write that down. Yep. Prescribe her something to make her not dead anymore.
Ooh.
It's going to be hard.
He's good. I don't know if he's that good.
I think he's fine. That mustache says he's good. All right. Well, interesting.
I think that's what the dad from Seventh Heaven used to say. That mustache says he's good.
It does. Uh-oh. Police swarm Stephen Collins' home following a suicide report. Awesome.
Oh, is that his name, Stephen Collins?
Yeah. Wow, he's 67 years old. How about that? So apparently...
That is a brutal turn of events.
All right, Elon, scroll over the thing. There should be a toolbar there that gives you different options. There's a microphone that has a slash through it. Hit that, and I think you'll be fine. No, that didn't work.
Oh, boy.
It's like a monkey humping a football here.
It's the last time we have any special guests on our show.
Exactly.
Yay!
There he is.
Look at that.
Took 27 minutes. So did you figure out the ticket thing?
Yes.
Good for them.
Thanks for your concern.
No problem. I just want to make sure that people are getting their money. They get their tickets, get their things and stuff.
So I heard what you guys were talking about, and it was all fantastic. I just had to say that.
Thank you, appreciate it. That was our seventh heaven break. You missed our Saturday Night Live break at the beginning of the show, and also who was our canon discussion about how Major League Back to the Minors coincided with Little Big League, and Mark also told us who was on the 1987 and 1991 Minnesota Twins World Series teams.
Right.
Kirby Puckett?
He was.
Yep, he was one of the 7 who was on both teams. Pretty cray.
I had his baseball card when I was like 7, and I think it was maybe around that time where they were winning the World Series, and I was so pumped because I thought maybe it'd be worth a lot of money, and I found out it was worth like $4.25, and I was so excited.
Yeah.
I bought so many packs of gum back in 1991 for that $4.25 that I sold it to the card store for.
And then the baseball card market collapsed on itself.
Yep. It was, I bet it was.
Thanks to Kirby Puckett.
You know how pissed people are that had a Todd Van Poppel rookie card? Like, that was a huge thing in 1990. He's like, dude, I got a Todd Van Poppel. And he's like, oh, so jealous. And then he didn't turn into anything, and then the baseball card market just died. A terrible, terrible death. At
least hockey cards are still worth a lot.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Saving for retirement.
Well, that's a sound plan, Elon. I think you got something going there, my friend. What are you eating now? Some sort of cake?
You want some? Here, it's like right in front of your face. Just take a bite. Nom 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 nom. Yeah.
Oh boy.
So don't let me distract you guys from your show.
No, that's fine. We're just waiting till the bottom of the hour. Lyle Richardson will be on. We'll talk trade rumors.
Oh, you don't say it's Lyle coming back there?
What's that?
Ooh, that was a nice goal. Sorry, I was just watching highlights. I was talking in Redneckian, but then I was distracted by the Montreal Toronto highlights.
Yeah, Elon, the Rogers era is starting. Like we can have games on Saturday night. The CBC on the City. The FX is going to be carrying hockey this year. It's going to be great up here in Canada. It's a revolution for the next 12 years. It's gonna be great.
It's kind of nice too because I actually save like $12 a month, and I can still watch the same amount of hockey out here in Chicago.
Perfect.
Just got to figure out how to watch my Washington Capitals.
Yeah, that's going to be an interesting situation.
Hold on, I'm feeling different. I need to flip this.
Flip it.
Are you gonna get the NHL sponsored Game Center package?
$150 for the season, including playoffs.
Or
unless they raise the price.
Or why don't you just get your dad to buy a Slingbox?
He has a Slingbox, and it's been 3 years trying to get him to get it to work. And I think it might just be less painful to cough up the $150.
Well, there you go.
There you have it.
So that would be nice.
Or Elon, if I may, how about you get a jersey, a satellite dish, from the same people, and then away you go. Just get a not so kosher satellite dish.
A not so kosher satellite dish?
Exactly, one that eats pork on the high holidays.
Oh, that sounds so exotic. I almost said erotic.
Yeah, I did. Both same church, different pew.
I got this guy. I could just find some kind of illegal website, maybe. That's okay. I'm wearing a mustache. They can't catch me.
That's true.
You're incognito.
They'll never find me.
Good times had by all.
I miss this, guys. I'm glad I ran into you on the Google Sphere.
On the Google Sphere? Happy New Year, by the way, Elon.
Thanks.
No problem.
So far, it has been a pretty happy New Year.
That's good. So, what year is it? Is it 6372?
Something like that. I don't know. It's 5,000 something.
Ah, that's good. Good.
Yeah.
Good on you. You and the your people and the Chinese people all about that the New Year all year round. Just celebrate different New Years.
What do you mean, your people?
I thought you were going to say numbers. And I was like, yes, we are. Even those Chinese people, all about numbers.
All about numbers and eating the same food on Christmas Day and going to the movies. Although everyone goes to the movies now on Christmas Day, which I don't understand.
I don't go to the movies on Christmas Day.
They have movie openings on Christmas Day. I'm like, well, what's this crazy shit? This is insane. It's the most bizarre thing I've ever done in my life. Then I went to work on Christmas night, and that was a hell of a time. And that's the story of how Kwanzaa happened. What's that?
By the way, just so you know, the year is 5,775.
Oh, man, you don't look a day over 36.
I feel older.
Well, you have a mustache. I think by law, that's what it is. Feel older.
It's like sticky feeling.
It's really weird. As Lyle Richardson joins the fray. Hi, Lyle.
Hi. Hey, Elon, wear it upside down.
Where's that?
Yeah. Been here earlier.
No, I want to see. Oh, I haven't seen it. Let me see what it looks like upside down.
He's gonna have to watch that. There it is.
Wow, Luigi.
Oh, wow. It's Hercule Poirot.
That was something French. I'm pretty sure was offensive. We're gonna have to edit that out and post.
You are obviously no fan of Agatha Christie, you swine. Anyway.
No, why would I? I don't. Well, I barely passed third grade. I can't read anything.
but yet you passed the Canadian citizenship test, though.
Dude, they just showed me a picture of the beaver, and I said, "What's this?"
That's what she said. Yeah,
exactly. And I said, "Listen, I don't know why there's Playboy pictures in here."
They said, okay, he's funny enough, let him in. Because in Canada, we don't judge you by the quality of your character, but by how funny you are.
This guy could have been a kid in the hall. Let's bring him in.
More like a kid in the hole, but there we go. Kid in the crawl space. There we go. Oh, wow. No, too dark. Oh, sorry.
That's
yeah.
right.
Very,
that's actually
very
the name of my fourth book.
Is that the name? I would have thought that would have been the name of the father from Seventh Heaven. I heard you guys talk about it. Am I nothing if not topical? Come on.
That's called I'm in that kid's crawl space.
Boo words. Seriously, man. What a creep. God. Ew. Ew. Ew.
Good times, and the WB is just like, wow, how did we make this sale with the UPN? Holy shit.
Now tonight on the WB, another creepy show you don't want to see. There you go.
I do that in French Canadian.
Now do it with a bad French accent, Lyle. That's how we do French Canadian. Hey, Lyle, how's the 12-year Rogers era starting for you?
Doesn't look very much different than the 60 some odd years and counting era of Hockey Night in Canada. At least that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
But RefCam, Lyle, they got the RefCam you can look
at. I know. I'm bedazzled and bejeweled and bedecked and other things starting with B.
Are you
befuddled? Besmirched. Yes. You're besmirched, mister. I demand respect.
Just wait till Saturday, where there's 86 games on and
different
channels.
I mean, seriously, it's like Jim Hewson and Kelly Rudy and Craig Simpson are doing the call, and it's like this is no different than the normal Hockey Night in Canada. The only thing we were missing was a cool musical montage. Instead, they submitted Mark Messier doing a very bad read of his ode to hockey over clips of classic Montreal Canadiens, Toronto Maple Leaf games. And of course, Bobby Orr reference thrown in. That's obligatory because that's part of the contract when they bring Don Cherry over. Got to mention Bobby Orr at least once.
Exactly, and then away we go for a new time and day. Yeah, Rogers, go Rogers. 12 years. It's going to be hockey on FX this week. How about that? So in between the It's Always Sunny reruns, it's going to be hockey in there for a block. And away we go. They hired 4,000 people, and we're still not hired yet. I don't get it. All right, Lyle, we got a lot to talk about.
Good.
What's that, buddy?
Nothing. I just felt like saying something.
Okay.
Is it New Year for you, Elon?
Just passed about 2 weeks ago.
Oh, well, happy belated New Year.
It's okay to say Happy Jew Year. I appreciate that.
No, you're the only person in this room who can actually say that and get away with it. The rest of us are filthy Christian swine and not allowed to. So.
I got your back. I just might take me a while to get there.
Yeah. Fine. It's fine.
Okay. Oh well. Then happy Jew year.
Anyway, no. Thank you. I appreciate that. That's the bottom line. But seriously, that would not offend me. When you go outside of your house, maybe you should watch it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I should. So you're saying I shouldn't like stick my head out the window and yell "Happy Jew Year, everybody"?
Especially while giving them a salute, Lyle. That's not a good thing.
Oh no.
Probably take advice from the guy with the fake mustache.
No, yeah. How high is the grass? That high. Yeah, I know.
Listen, I just didn't want to cheap out on the New Year's celebrations for Elon. I didn't want to cheap out on it because, well.
That's what's missing, by the way, Elon, with that incredible mustache. You need a fez. That would. So he goes with a monobrow.
It's Alex Ovechkin.
Rocking him on. Well, if you're gonna wear the OV captain shirt, I suppose you got to go full Cro-Magnon.
Oh, hold on.
There you go. Right out of my mouth.
There you go.
You want to know the scope of Rogers hockey? Look what's on Twitter right now.
I scored a goal, so you pay me money.
New NHL season is here. You can tweet at Sportsnet. They're promoting their own gimmick here, and you can add your favorite NHL teams to your calendars. Never miss a moment. That's on the main page of the Twitters. So how about that? Look at them go. Just taking over everything. Good job.
Thanks for the screen share.
No problem, boss. I do my best. Got his screen share in his house. First and foremost, Lyle, the hottest topic.
The hottest topic.
$12 million deal. Is that 4-year or 3-year deal? I can't remember. I put
for Johansson, 3-year deal.
12 million.
12 million. 3 mil in the first. Yeah, it's a whole 3.5 mil the first 2 years, and then it spikes in the third year to 6 million, which means that's how much it's going to cost the Blue Jackets to qualify his rights. $6 million.
Good time. So he's going to have. At this point, like, there's no turning back now for him. I mean, like, if he's gonna have to earn this money in a big way.
Mm-hmm.
He fought so hard, valiantly for it. So
he's got to do the Ric Flair. Take the words of advice of Ric Flair: to be the man, you gotta be the man. No, wrong one. You talk the talk. Now you got to walk the walk. There it is. Woo! Woo! Yo, doctor. Yeah.
I thought it was Hulk Hogan. We're coming for you. Oh no, that's not it.
No. Best there is, best there was. Not damn. Ooh yeah. No. Yeah. Be the man, beat the man. No. Walk the walk. Talk the talk.
You're not.
Baseball been very, very good to me. By the way, baseball very, very good to your Baltimore O's. Not so good to those Washington Nats. Yikes.
Keeping up that Washington, D.C. Sporting tradition, Lyle.
The inferiority complex that is Washington. Yeah.
I don't know why it brings me so much joy to.
Well, remember, Washington first in war, last in the American League, and there you go.
My thing is this: they didn't cheer for they didn't cheer for the Expos, so the hell with them.
Well, I refuse. Well, that's the thing. People say, "Well, are you cheering for the Nationals because they used to be the Expos?" No, that's sacrilege. Of course not. No, they're not. They're not the Expos.
That would be like me cheering for the Cleveland Browns or the Indianapolis Colts.
There you go.
By the way, fun fact: the Baltimore area has taken 2 teams named the Browns, so there's that going for us. St. Louis Browns and the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah. When you care enough to be original, though, of course, then you always wind up with headlines like "Redskins squeeze out Browns," and that's.
I saw a weird Japanese video, cartoon video.
As opposed to a not weird Japanese video?
Taiwanese, or the Taiwanese one, actually. Is that the one where, there's all kinds of weird and wacky, just...
Where they do, like, This Week in News?
They read out the news.
It's like a non sequitur of news, yeah.
I saw this video teaching kids how to poop, and it was really weird.
You would have thought that was something that comes naturally, but okay.
You would also think it comes in German too, not Jap. But anyway,
I'd like to share that video with a lot of my patients.
Everybody shitskins. Yeah, that's good. You will up now, Eva. Anyway. Buzz the numbers. 1, 2, 1, 2. Here we go. Sorry, I took a little sorry, I took a little trip to the Third Reich. I'm back now. Okay.
No, that's
Go
fine.
on vacation.
Anyway. So
Well, but we kid the Third Reich because they're a bunch of mass murdering shitheads. So there you go.
and we kid Frank Wright for his years in Buffalo.
Yes.
Quarterback there, Jim Kelly.
Poor
Anyway,
Jim Kelly too. Did you guys know about? I only just read about this recently. He had like his lower jaw removed, something like his mandible removed from all the years of chewing tobacco. I guess he had jaw cancer, and like I didn't realize that.
Massive quantities of tobacco in your jaw, year after year, day after day.
Yeah,
I read that.
Well, that's how Tony Gwynn died.
Which, yeah. Well, for his was cancer of the saliva glands. Like,
Yeah, that's even weirder.
I know, But, well, and I mean, full disclosure. I mean, during my military service day, especially in the infantry days, they used to do the old nosh on the old chaw there because, of course, if you were in nighttime situations, you couldn't exactly light up a cigarette, and you were suffering from nicotine withdrawal. So you did the old chaw thing for a few years, and I got to say, kind of glad that I stopped doing that. Apart from the fact that it's a really disgusting habit. I mean, more disgusting than smoking. Just God, ugh. Jaw cancer, tongue cancer, saliva gland cancer. Oof.
Cancer of the in hole and the out hole are probably the worst ones.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I will take that as coming from a professional medical man as truth.
Zach, he's got a stethoscope and a mustache. You should.
Well, yeah, trust him. He's a doctor. He has a stethoscope and a mustache.
Look, did Dr. Mario ever treat us the wrong way back in the Game Boy days? No, he didn't.
Had his
So-
stack of pills. And it's really.
Which
yeah.
is foreshadowing to the medical industry of today. Go ahead, Lau.
Yeah, but no, but yeah, Johansson though, yeah, that's going to be an interesting situation. As I said, you know, he gets his $6 million in the final season, so it's going to be, and you know, it's going to be more expensive then. Like, sure, okay, $6 million to qualify his rights, but if he has a really good season, then you know his agent's going to ask for even crazier, stupider money. So there you go.
And he's been known to do this during this discussion, so it's not unfounded that he's going to ask for $12 million when the contract's up.
Well, depending on how well he plays, I wouldn't surprise me to see him ask for $10 million per season. Depending on how well the kid plays the next 3 years, if he turns out to be the real deal.
Who are we talking about again?
Ryan Johansson, Columbus Blue Jackets.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. A guy who has 30 goals for one season and
and says, "I should be paid among the elite."
Well, now we're going to see with 4 or 5 regulars out for opening night. We're going to see how much he's going to be worth it. I mean, it's boy howdy, they are just hurting, especially up front. They're hurting bad.
Oh God, yeah. I mean, Nathan Horton's out with a degenerative back injury, no timetable for his return. Boone Jenner 5 weeks of busted right hand, and now Brandon Dubinsky abdominal surgery, 6 weeks sideline. I mean, that's 2/3 of their first line, and you know the key pivot for their second line. So yeah, that's you know that I'd say they're actually in worse shape than your Carolina Hurricanes. You've got Jordan Staal and Jeff Skinner out of the lineup to start the season.
That Skinner injury was weird, man.
Oh man,
he barely got tapped on the chin, and he just like went down in a heap.
I didn't see it.
It was against the Caps. Was it Friday
Niskanen.
night?
Niskanen. It was almost like he ran into Niskanen's elbow or something like that, you know.
Like it wasn't even. It
Was
wasn't
there a
that.
penalty on the call on the play?
No penalty and no.
It wasn't even that devastating of a hit.
Well, and when you see the video, I mean, if you Google, I'm pretty sure the video's on the YouTubes. Yeah, it's not really an egregious. It's certainly nothing I would think would be a penalty, let alone punishable for a supplemental discipline. Just just kind of bad luck.
Fragile little fellow.
Well, he is. You're right, Elon. I mean, this I think is his third or fourth concussion in a very limited time span. So, as we all know, once you've had that bell rung a couple of times, it gets progressively worse, and you become a lot more susceptible to those kind of injuries. So,
What does this mean? This means that the cutting edge 3 is going to come out soon once he retires.
God willing, if he revises the role with that D.B. Sweeney made.
Only if there is a God.
Hey, if they're making Saturday Night Live movies, why not?
That's right.
Oh God,
If,
yeah.
if Pat got into production, then we could definitely make it work.
And that was in
anything-
'94 when.
If anything by Schneider can get made, Rob Schneider is a carrot.
That's true. How is Rob Schneider's films not classified as Saturday Night Live? That's interesting.
I know they should be because that's where he came from, and he was as unfunny in his movies as he was on Saturday Night Live with his one-dimensional character making copies. Go
I
to
hope
hell.
How did that guy not get a 90-minute feature? Come on.
I hope he's listening right now, and he sends you guys a letter.
I'm sure he is listening as he's working the night shift at IHOP. So, yeah.
You gotta put those.
No, well, hold on here. Adam Sandler did just sign to do 4 movies on Netflix, so I'm sure.
Yeah,
that Rob
so
Schneider has
I'm
some
sure
role.
Rob Schneider's got a co-starring role in there somewhere. Yeah.
But he's still gotta book
I
time
don't
off.
need anything for Hanukkah this year now.
Adam Sandler
Oh.
was at least marginally funny. Adam Sandler was funny early in his career. Now, not funny.
I like Adam Sandler.
As I
think
said,
by
I
law
liked his.
you have
Listen. One of my favorite movies is The Wedding Singer. I love that movie, but that's almost
Oh,
that's
Billy
almost up there saying that's almost as bad as saying some of my best friends are Jews. I know, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Elon. It was there, but anyway.
Nice.
But seriously, I mean, he was funny on Saturday Night Live, and he was really funny in his early movies. But I don't know, the last 10 years, just nah. Ever since Mr. Deeds, that's the last movie he was in that I liked was Mr. Deeds.
That's because he's trying to mix in some serious stuff into his movies.
Yeah, that's true too. Spanglish and Click.
He's not
Yeah.
doing slapstick, idiot frat dog humor.
Yeah,
AKA the Vince Vaughn stuff.
stick with what you know. Yeah, boy, there's another guy whose career gone down the toilet. Man,
Hey
Vince
man,
Vaughn-
he started the new True Detectives area, so he's fine.
Well, okay, there's hope for him yet. Then that's true.
I need to decorate my back scene better. You guys have a lot more going on.
Well, I'm sure you weren't expecting to come on there. There you
No, exactly. Yeah.
I should have been more prepared for this. I mean, it's all worked. Like, this is great.
Well,
sure,
you're
yeah,
one up
props are
on the three of
fantastic.
us. Yeah, you're one up on the three of us. You're rocking the stash,
Be
which
right back.
up or down. So
I'll be
Alright,
right
go-
back.
go figure
Don't let my absence ruin the show.
Okay. Any more than it already has. No.
Oh, jeez. Oh, wow. That's so true.
Uh,
Anywho.
Anyway.
Speaking of ruining things, the New York Islanders ruined the hopes of many people trying to get. No, that looks good. Trying to get defensemen Nick Leddy and Johnny Boychuk traded from Chicago and Boston respectively to the New York Islanders. The Islanders, man, they're looking sneaky good right now.
Well, this trade in one fell swoop significantly improves their defense, and I'm proud of myself because I was actually able to fit in one fell swoop into my topic of line of conversation here. You did.
Big winner. That's when the duck comes down. Where?
Working old timey English into the show.
You guys
But,
you guys sound a lot like me from 2 years ago when I predicted that the Islanders were going to, I believe, win their division.
But they do. But this trade, I like it. I mean, in a lot of ways, this kind of atones for the horrible Thomas Vanek deals, both of them that Gar Snow made last year. Kind of. I mean, giving up the first round pick, there's no atoning for that. But but Johnny Boychuk and Nick Leddy, that's championship experience. They both played on Cup winners. Boychuk is a terrific all-around defenseman. Better off as a second pairing guy, but still, he'll be a significant improvement there. Nick Leddy's only 23. He's got terrific wheels. He's very, very fast. Terrific puck-moving defenseman. I think that he's in the right circumstance here, where he'll be given a lot more ice time responsibility. I can envision him taking over Lubomir Visnovsky's spot as the season goes on. So two terrific moves. They didn't have to give up much to get either guy. It remains to be seen if they can keep Boychuk beyond the season because he's an unrestricted free agent, though I wouldn't rule it out because the Islanders have a history of actually being able to retain players that people didn't think they could keep. But Nick Leddy's a restricted free agent at the end of the season. He's going to fit into their plans long term, at least I'd say for the next 5 to 7 years. So,
and I think that they're moving into a new locale is going to help them sell Johnny Boychuk as well.
Well, that, and if they make the playoffs this season, that'll go a long way. If they can convince him, get him to buy into the program there, you can't rule it out. You definitely can't rule it. They got new ownership that's coming in, which I'm sure will be more than delighted to pay Boychuk, $5.5 million per season if that's what he wants. Yeah, they're going to be moving to new digs in Brooklyn, and if they make the playoffs this year, then things will be looking up for them. So yeah, I wouldn't dismiss that possibility.
You know who's really happy about this right now? More than Charles Wong and Garth Snow is Yaroslav Halak. Like, he now has people to play in front of him now, and his value just went up because he played well in front of that St. Louis defense, and I think Mark could have played well in front of that St. Louis defense and still get 25 wins.
Yeah.
True.
But I think Halak now is able to really show his full potential and be as Halakian as he can be. And Chad Treyenta, or Chad Johnson, as he likes to be called, the backup there, could also have some pretty good value to himself too, because he played well in Boston, and I think him and Johnny Boychuk are going to gel well together because they know each other, and it's going to be a fun time for everyone involved in Long Island.
Well, definitely. I think it's definitely it's looking up. Without that trade, I did not have the Islanders having a prayer making the playoffs. But with this move, and let's not forget too, they do have some very good young defensemen on that blue line. Travis Hamonic. They got Calvin DeHaan. As I said, Thomas Hickey is a good serviceable guy there as well. Griffin Reinhart didn't make the cut to start this season, but we might see him come back up later on. He's got a lot of potential, but they need to have a couple of really good experienced guys there, more than an aging Wisniewski. So yeah, 2 bang trades. I'd suggested weeks ago that the Islanders could be in on either one. I didn't expect them to get both, but I'd suggested that they would go after one or the other. So I really wasn't surprised when these deals went down.
Another deal that went down, and Mark Bergevin is like a thief in the night on this one, sending Peter Budaj to the Winnipeg Jets for AHL prospects here and there, and then doing what he does best. Cheveldayoff goes ahead and waives Budaj, keeping Michael Hutchinson and Andre Pavlec as your 2 goaltenders in Winnipeg, and Peter Budaj is going to be on St. John's on an island among himself. Now, obviously, this means Dustin Tokarski played well enough to get rid of Budaj, who requested a trade earlier in the summer, and all this stuff. But I want to focus more on the Jets and what the hell they're thinking. I mean, Michael Hutchinson played well in the AHL, played well in the ECHL. He carried the St. John's Ice Caps to the Calder Cup Finals. But I think that a kid who just played 25 games in the AHL may not be suited to back up a guy as, I guess, volatile as Andre Pavlec. I mean, what is going on in the Winnipeg Jets' mind that they think that keeping a young kid up over an experienced backup is a good thing?
Well, you could ask that same question throughout the last couple of years. A lot of people are wondering what's going through Kevin Cheveldayoff's mind. With a lot of things. I will give Cheveldayoff credit for being patient. He's showing a lot of patience with his team, and in particular with Pavlec. And he obviously believes that Hutchinson can be a good backup, but I have to agree with you, though. I mean, with Pavlec, he's a real wild card going into the season. You don't know what you're going to get. He had a good preseason, but, that means squat once the puck drops on the regular season. And really, I mean, my question is, how long is Cheveldayoff willing to be patient if piss poor goaltending ends up costing them in the standings? How long is he going to sit and be patient? Is he going to sit half the season before he finally makes a move, or is he actually going to go and go out and look for a significant upgrade? We all know that they were linked to James Reimer during the summer, but ultimately Chevy decided he was going to stay patient with his guys. But yeah, with the whole thing with Budaj, I had expected that they were going to keep him and send Hutch back to the farm for another go around, or just for more seasoning. But in this instance, they want to give Hutchinson a chance, and well, I mean, at least you got Budaj there as insurance. He's willing to go down to St. John's and try and play his way back. But Hell of a gamble, I think, right now at a very crucial time for the Winnipeg Jets, because let's face it, I mean, for Jets fans, the honeymoon's over. They want to see improvement. They want to see a playoff club this year, and I'm not convinced they've got the goaltending to do it.
The only thing I can think of why they sent Budaj down is Hutchinson isn't waiver exempt either. Like, he would have to go through waivers, but no one's going to pick. Like, I don't see anybody picking up goaltenders in terms of just like Jacob Markstrom went by untouched, and I think everyone had their roster, so I think sending Hutchinson down would have been fine because there's no re-entry waivers anymore. So
yeah, and I think I think maybe Montreal might have been able to get away with sending Tokarski down, but they did. By the same token, they didn't want to take that chance. It's one thing when you got a guy like Markstrom that there's still questions about. It's another when you're taking a kid like Tokarski who was thrown in, literally into the heat of playoff battle with no preparation and actually turned in some very fine performances. So, I think in that regard, that's the way. I like the move. I'm glad Montreal didn't run that risk and lose Tokarski and keep Budaj just for the sake of, we don't want to run the risk of $1 million, riding the buses down on the farm. So, good move. Good move by Bergevin, and I think Montreal's goaltending is set for this season.
Well, yeah, and I mean, I always wonder that when you get a kid like Tokarski who does play well and in every level he's achieved, the question is he's sitting behind a guy in Carey Price who's obviously the franchise goalie, like how much. And you look at a guy like Marty Jones who's sitting behind John Quick, who's got another 7,000 years on his contract left. Like I honestly wonder like how backups don't seem to be as valuable as they once were, and it makes me wonder if these young kids getting in the backup role is going to stymie their growth in terms of when it comes to real-time play.
Well, this is. Oh, I'm sorry. What's that, Elon?
I think the backup role will come back. It's just a short-term period decline because there are 5 Tier 1 Gold Star studs that are just hogging the limelight right now. I mean, there'll be plenty of goalies coming up, and they'll all get their chances. I don't think that'll change.
Well, and further to your point, and I'm going to bring up analytics because I know Scotty loves analytics.
Fuck, man.
No, I think I don't think it's analytics. What was it he likes? Anyway.
Yeah. Something with anal. Anyway,
yeah. But one thing though that analytics has proven is that if you play your starting goaltender back to back nights, you're doing them no favors because they're not going to play well. Obviously, it stands to reason, in that second game. But it takes analytics to actually drive that point across. And I think as you're seeing more teams start to embrace the whole concept of analytics, I think that's where it's going to work in the favor of backup goaltenders, especially in back-to-back situations. I've always been, for me, I've always questioned why teams will play their starting goalie in back-to-back games. I could see it perhaps if you're late in the season and the playoffs are on the line. Okay, I could understand it in that regard. But middle of the season, especially if you're a team that's sitting comfortably in a playoff position, why burn your goalie out? I mean, why risk an injury when they're already tired? When here you've got a perfectly good backup sitting there on the bench, throw them in there in a back-to-back game.
What I'm saying is the analytics will drive it because of the back-to-back rule, and Scotty Waz likes analytics.
Listen, that's
that?
Beyond the point.
Because it's
I think this is sort of it's a different phenomenon in hockey than it is in any other sport, because any other position in hockey and any other sport, except for maybe goaltenders in soccer, the fact that having 2 great goaltenders in an organization is usually a good thing. But when it comes to something like Corey Schneider and Roberto Luongo, where the right thing to do for the organization would have been to probably go to Corey Schneider a year ahead of when they did and cut ties with Roberto Luongo a year before they actually did, where instead they stuck around with Roberto Luongo, and Corey Schneider's development, quote unquote, he didn't get the playing time that he should have gotten because they couldn't afford to send him down to the AHL, and they couldn't start him in the NHL, so he literally just sat on the bench and got his 1 or 2 or 3 starts a month or whatever he wound up getting. But is that really good for his development? No. In soccer, you get the same sort of thing. There are these goaltenders that don't get that much play if they sit on the bench and at big clubs or national team goalies or whatever. Whereas every other position in any other sport, I feel like you're getting your reps whenever you can.
Mm-hmm.
Good pitchers get put in the bullpen, and they get put into games so they can get their throws in baseball. Basketball, if you're good, you play. If you're not, then you wind up sitting on the bench. Like, that's pretty much how it is. When you come out of college, you play if you're good.
I think your point also translates to football too, Mark. Just take a look at the Indianapolis Colts. What happened with Peyton Manning and Andrew Luck?
Yeah, quarterback is definitely a role of that ilk too. Yeah, I was about to bring that up too, but Elon beat me to the punch because he's that guy.
But an interesting thing, though, getting back quickly just to NHL goaltenders, though, back in the 70s and in the early 80s, it was not uncommon if a team had 2 terrific goaltenders to see them alternate games. And I'm thinking in particular the Boston Bruins in the early 1970s. They had 2 terrific goalies in Jerry Cheevers and Eddie Johnston, and what they did was they alternated. One played one night, one played the next, and they did that even all the way through the playoffs. And the New York Rangers did the same thing too in the early 70s. Again, they had 2 terrific goaltenders, Eddie Giacomin and Gilles Villemure, and they did the same thing. So it was a common process.
And look at the Oilers dynasty too with Mogan Fuhr.
Mogan Fuhr, they did the same thing as well. So, but it's been something that kind of fell by the wayside in recent years. Well, over the last 15 years, you saw the rise of it. Just became a common thing of you have one stud goaltender and then a revolving door of whoever comes in behind him who might only play 10 to 15 games a season. Whereas in the past, your starter, you might have a team with a terrific starting goaltender, a really good backup, and the starter would see 50 to 55 games played. The backup would get 20 to 25, maybe even 30 games played. So, I think what you're going to be seeing here is I think the league has to kind of get back a bit to where you try and address that imbalance, because right now it's way too high. You got your starter here and your backup's way down here, and if you got really promising kids, and you mentioned the whole Schneider Luongo thing, that's not going to benefit the kid that you got sitting there on the bench. Is not going to do their development any damn good. But if you can actually get them playing a little bit more, it's not only better for your team, it not only improves your chances of winning, it's also going to increase the trade value of that kid if you decide you want to trade him. If you decide you want to stick with your starter, you got another backup you want to bring in, and you know that your current backup is just too talented to keep. You're going to have to either play him or move him. Well, if he's playing 20 to 25 or even 30 games a season, he's going to get a lot more looks, he's getting a lot more playing time, and that's only going to drive up his trade value.
We need more Scott Clemensons in the world. Guys who know their backups.
Don't get your backup.
Never.
Got a question here. Angie asked us on a fantasy and just a general question. What are your thoughts on, or what do you know about Yuri Laterra? Blues fans seem to think he could be a 65 to 75 point center with Schwartz and Tarasenko. Is he a sleeper pick? Now, it's a kid coming over from the KHL. Just looking up his stats really quick. Pretty good stats with Neurosibic. For decent for KHL standards and stuff like that. The problem that I see that I'm looking up here now is just that the center depth in St. Louis is insane, and how much opportunity he's actually going to get is going to be really dependent upon what they do in the next couple of years. Because when they signed Paul Stastny, that just dropped everyone down a tier and stuff like that. So I don't unless he wows people and can break that top 6. And surpass David Backes and Paul Stastny as the top 2 centers. I don't know how much opportunity and quality time he's going to get there in St. Louis.
Yeah, I have to agree with you, Scott. I mean, look, their depth at center, it's so much. They shifted Patrick Berglund to the wing. Berglund, for years played center for them, but they had to shift him to the wing. Steve Ott, another one, he can play both center and the wing. I mean, he's largely going to be seeing time on left wing. So it's a possibility for a sleeper pick, but yeah, I got to agree with you. I don't really see him, significantly moving up. Certainly not taking away any playing time as you said, from Stastny or Backus.
Thanks for that, Angie. You guys have a good.
Yes,
Um,
yes, that was. Thank you very much.
And if you have questions, it's down there on that little thing there. Just hit the little mark there, and away you go. For your fun times, you can ask us a question as well, or
What
drop
about
it in
me?
the comments. What?
What about me?
No, I said the other small thing. Johnny's not here. We're talking
Ah.
about that. Bobby Ryan, new deal in Ottawa. He's there for the long term. The Ottawa had to make this move, right? Like this is something where if they don't do this, they're not going to get anything else in their lifetime, and they become the Edmonton of the East, right?
Pretty much so. And I had the chuckle of people saying, the Oilers overpaid for him 7 years, $49 million. That's crazy. What do you think he was going to get on the open market? I mean, seriously, if the Senators didn't pay him that money, somebody else was going to happily pay him that, probably more, because I think he would have been the top pick or the top player available in the free agent market this summer. I have to give him credit for for sticking with the Senators. I don't think he did it just solely for the money, because he was going to make big money whether it was the Senators or somebody else.
He did it for a shitload of money.
Yes. But it shows a commitment to the Ottawa Senators. He's bought into what Brian Murray and Paul McLean are selling. I'm not quite sure what it is right now they're selling. I thought I knew a year ago, but after seeing their shoddy defensive play last season, I'm not quite sure they've got the formula down pat yet. But he's shown the commitment to them. He's bought into them, and I mean, you're right. They had to sign this guy, because after watching Alfredsson leave and Spezza request a trade, and then of course combined on the top of all of that, where they shipped out guys, where they've seen the steady parade of players in the last 8 years, from Chara to Redden to Heatley and Fisher and all these guys go. They had to keep somebody. Now they've done a good job. Like I said, they retained Craig Anderson. They re-signed Clark MacArthur. That surprised some people that they did that. I really, though, wasn't expecting them to keep Ryan, and now that they've done that, listen, it was a good move they had to do. Yes, they overpaid, but I think it's a deal that's going to work out for them. Bobby Ryan is capable of being a 30-35 goal scorer consistently. He meshes well with Kyle Turris. He didn't have good chemistry with Spezza last season, but he did with Kyle Turris, and I think the two of them are going to help form a very solid forward line, first scoring line for them. So, well worthwhile.
Is there anybody who revitalized their career quite like Kyle Turris has done?
Rob Schneider.
Rob Schneider. Okay.
He's a stapler.
Rob Schneider is a carrot. Rated PG-13.
Rob Schneider is a waffle iron this fall.
Before we get to that, we actually have Tom.
Another question.
Another question. Where do you see Pittsburgh this year? They lost two top four defense players and James Neal. Lyle, I'm going to turn that over to you, because I'm not really sure how I think about Pittsburgh right now.
Well, defensively, I think they're going to be okay. Excuse me. They brought in Christian Ehrhoff to replace Niskanen. He's a proven puck-handling defenseman. Yeah, he had a few years there with we're kind of lost in the wilderness in Buffalo. But interestingly, though, he was the Sabres' best defenseman last season. Don't look at the plus-minus numbers; they were awful for everybody on the Sabres. But he played a very, very strong defensive game for them. So I think he's going to be a solid addition for them. They've also got a lot of promising young blue liners in their system. I mean, of course, we saw Alcimada last year, but they've also got Derek Pouliot. They've also got Brian Dumoulin. Simon Dupre is there as well. So I think defensively they're going to be okay. I think the real question is, can Patrick Hornquist fill that sniper role that James Neal did? It's going to, remains to be seen, how that's all going to shake out and who he's going to be playing with for the remainder of the season. But if he can pot 30 to 35 goals for them, then I think they'll be in good shape, in that regard. I think the bigger question is how well are they going to adjust to a new head coach? They've had something like almost 6 seasons under Dan Bylsma. Now they got Mike Johnston in there. it's kind of that's kind of the wild card. How are they going to respond? What type of system is he going to implement? Will it be successful? Will they buy into it? So, the bigger issue for the Penguins this season.
Mark, Elon, thoughts on Pittsburgh?
Look, when you have the best player in the game, and that is clearly Marc-Andre Fleury is who I'm talking about.
Yeah, obviously.
Of course, that just goes without saying. Yeah.
When you've got Sidney Crosby, he makes everyone around him better. So if you're talking about Evgeny Malkin being hurt, even he will be back sooner rather than later, from what I hear.
Yep.
So Crosby is not going to have to carry the team on his back, because even just by taking all of the attention off of other players, he makes other players better.
Yep.
He made Chris Kunitz into an outrageously amazing offensive threat.
Yeah, took him from being a decent goal scorer to just
an Olympian.
No, yeah.
So
I'll also argue it's his fault that they're losing all those guys.
How so?
Because they've gotten so good, they've just had to move on. Too much
Money-wise?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I guess that's interesting. I never thought of that before. I still don't think of it. Go ahead, Mark.
Yeah, I think monetarily, actually, they've done a very good job. I didn't think they needed to clean house, to be perfectly honest with you. I didn't understand why Pittsburgh decided that after 5 straight playoff runs, and 5 straight pretty good playoff runs, they decided to blow up the house.
Well, I understood why they get rid of Bilesma, but I was very surprised that they dumped Ray Shero.
Yeah, he's been putting together very good teams. He did a great job on the James Neal trade, and they say that his draft record wasn't great, but
where'd all those defensemen come from that I just mentioned? You know, they didn't just magically appear out of a forest. He drafted them. So,
well, you don't know where they played juniors there. Like,
it could have been Sherwood Forest.
Sure, it could have been made in a hollow tree by elves.
You
ever see Moose Jaw, Lyle? It's all kinds of crazy out there. Just wilderness.
So, I thought it was a bit rash on the part of Pittsburgh upper management to go on a firing spree. But they could struggle this year, because you're right, it's a different playing style. But I think having Sidney Crosby is going to be it's easier to adjust to a new playing style with a player like Sidney Crosby than it is with a player like Alex Ovechkin, who has now dealt with 5 coaches in his career.
Yeah, that's fair or not. Ovi's got a reputation as a coach killer. Fair or not? What do you guys think? Fair or not?
I think to be determined. With that new book that Team Salami just came out with, apparently.
Yeah, ripping Bruce Boudreau.
Yeah. Maybe it's just 2 Type A guys on the ice clashing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's very true too. Like if it's just a clash of personalities, then that's one thing. It's not as if Ovechkin's not giving his team every chance to win. Offensively, defensively, you can. I don't think that's a role that he was ever akin to.
Yeah, and can I say Dale Hunter never seemed comfortable during the whole time he was there as head coach. Then he was there as head coach. He always had that look that I want to go back to London.
It's the awkwardness behind the bench.
Same tie every game.
Exactly. He only had 1 tie.
Yeah, busting in on people when they're using the bath. Oh, sorry, that was something.
Exactly. That was crazy. He's like,
never mind. Oh yeah.
Ever since then. It was really uncomfortable.
We've got another question coming in. We got questions coming in left and right tonight. Yes, awesome.
Are the Dallas Stars really cup contenders this year? Adding Spezza and Sega and Ben stepping up their game, they look on paper really, really good. Now I think that's first off.
That's a good question.
Yes.
I'm a big component of the Dallas Stars are going to go as far as Kari Lettinen's health allows them to, because I think that they on paper they look great, but if you don't have good goaltending, I don't really know how well you can do in that Conference 3. What was that, Elon?
Who's his backup?
That is
Anders Lindbach.
it is Anders Lindback. You're right.
Who was the backup last year for the Tampa Bay Lightning, and we all saw how poorly that worked out in that very short series against Montreal.
So
Yeah.
what you're saying is, if the Stars can somehow get Scott Clemenson by the trade deadline, they are going to win the Stanley Cup.
Clemenson is locked down in New Jersey. He's happy there now because he knows he's not going to play more than 10 games.
Off. That's
Sorry,
a mighty
Dallas.
big lock.
Sorry, Dallas.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Unless they revitalize like Brent Johnson. If they bring him back, I think they're fine.
Well, it's
But I
a
mean,
great-
just
But the Stars could win games 6-5 all year long.
that's true. And they also have Jack Campbell there, who's waiting in the wings.
Mhm. But
in
listen
Texas.
though, it's a very good point you made about their goaltender. I mean, Kari Lehtinen has the injury history. He's kind of limited in playoff action. But for me, what's interesting is their defense. They're lacking a true top two defense. In fact,
They have 83-year-old Sergei Gonchar.
Yeah, 83-year-old Sergei Gonchar, who's currently sidelined. They've got Goligoski, good puck-moving defenseman, but let's be honest, Goligoski is at best second pairing defenseman. They're missing a true first pairing defenseman, and the other factor as well, all their defense are left-handed shots.
Yeah, that's the bad part about it. Someone's echoing back in the
Yeah, I'm getting.
I'm pretty sure that's Elon.
damn it.
Why is it always me?
Yeah.
Because you're the one
There
with
we
that
go. Oh no.
That's probably why. But anyway, yeah. I mean, I think it's just a matter of them being able to have the defense. And they had a pretty young defense outside of Gonchar and Daly. I mean, they have a lot of kids that are just definitely going to be learning experience and still trying to grow into their whole thing. But overall, I think that they can win games 6-5, but that's with Kari Lehtinen in net. So if they have Anders Lindback or Jack Campbell in there, we're going 8-7 games for the other team.
Yeah, I mean, Kari Lehtinen is a very good goalie, as we saw at the beginning of last year, I should say. He can be a very there you go. He can be a very good goalie.
Sorry, Elon, I had to mute you, bud. That was killing me.
He can be a very good goalie. It's just that injury history. I don't think he's played.
So now he distracts us by eating ice cream.
That's fine. It happened.
Okay. Sorry, Elon.
He can be a very good goalie, but yeah, it's going to be a matter of staying healthy for good old Kari Lehtinen.
Mm-hmm. And as I said, they got to improve that D as well. They have to improve that D, and they need a right-hand. That's why I'm saying you're looking for a right-handed shot. Hello, Mike Green.
Yeah,
There you go.
Mike Green.
Plenty of time there.
Cody, you
Oh,
can.
it is expensive, but still, he's going to be an unrestricted free agent. I think they're going to. I think that the Stars. It would not surprise me. You see them buy time until about mid-season, when half of Mike Green's salary has been paid out by the Capitals, and then they'll swing a trade to grab him to bring him in. So they got a guy who can be a top two defenseman in the short term, who's got a right-handed shot. So.
And they also have Julius Honka if you're horny. Waiting in the wings as well.
Honka, burning love, yeah.
You can go different ways in that one. I like that. Julius Honka Truck. That's another good one. All right. Anyway, Rafa Diaz signing in Calgary. It is what it is. Is there any other guys that signed because due to a tryout or got released from a tryout that you were surprised by, Lau?
Well, Jordan Tutu got himself a 1-year, $500 and change deal with your New Jersey Devils. He managed to stick around. Shane O'Brien got himself a 1-year deal with the Florida Panthers. So those two were a little bit of surprise. I expected them to end up kind of, unemployed, heading to Europe looking for work, but they're able to get a little bit, get one more good season in the sun. So. Good on them for making the most of their tryouts.
So they're all playing in Florida?
Yep,
Or Phoenix?
all playing in Florida.
No, Jordan
And
Tutu's with the Devils.
In the sun. That was,
Okay, I left the door open for that. Yeah.
Another question from Tom before we get to our rapid fire with Lyle. Who do you think makes the biggest difference as a rookie? Are you looking for are you looking in first round or other rounds years? I don't understand that last part of the question. But what do you think makes the biggest difference as a rookie?
I believe he was probably referring to whether it's going to be this year's first-round picks that are starting or other years, you know,
Yeah.
rookies that are making a scene this year.
Ultimately, experience makes all the difference in the world. Most rookies, they started with promise, but very few of them, very very few of them can be guys like, start off, have careers like Ovechkin, Crosby, Malkin, Kane, Taves, where they just right out of the gate they're great players. So a year or two of experience, I think, makes all the difference in the world.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, you don't have the you don't have the studs like you used to anymore or anything like that. I mean, I think this year Johnny Drouin is like the odds-on favorite to begin the season as Rookie of the Year, even though he might be out for the first first month or so.
Fractured thumb, yeah.
Yeah, for his thumb injury. But I mean, he was in the queue for what, 2 years before that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, I think they have to get a little bit more seasoned and a little bit bulk up a little more. You're not going to jump in. You're not physical specimens like Crosby or Ovechkin, where you can just jump in and be game ready, NHL speed, NHL ready kind of situation, and be a superstar. So, yeah, I think you have to develop players now more than anything, especially with so many guys, with that big influx of 18-year-olds coming into the league. For a big time. Like, I don't see Aaron Ekblad doing much this year.
No.
I don't see Leon Draisaitl doing much in Edmonton. I think they both get. I think Draisaitl especially gets 9 games. And
oh man, they are, like I said, and they're throwing him as second line center to start the season. Listen, for the kid's sake, I really hope it works out for him. Don't get me wrong. I mean, geez, I wish nothing but the best for him. I hope it works out, but the odds are against him, and that's just. I'm sorry, that's lousy management on the part of the Oilers. I mean, bad enough you turn around and you trade Sam Gagner, who was your second line center, and people said, well, he wasn't a good second line center. He's better off third line center or as a second line winger, but he's lousy. So like, okay, so you trade him, but who do you bring in? Who's your replacement? Nobody. You couldn't get anybody. And so now you're throwing an 18-year-old kid into a very important position, expecting him to be able to handle that pressure. I mean, as I said, I hope to God he does. It'd be great if he proves me wrong and goes on and becomes Rookie of the Year caliber. I mean, great, but in most circumstances, that's just madness. It really is. The Oilers are taking a hell of a gamble with this kid, and I hope they don't overdo it, because they would run the risk of setting this kid back before he's even had a chance to really get his feet wet in the NHL.
Yeah, I mean, overall, I think it's just the Oilers are going to Oiler, that's for sure. But I mean, yeah, overall, you're not gonna see a big. I think Aaron Ekblad stays up, but because of where he's at, it's not gonna make a.
Yeah.
But yeah, I
less
mean,
pressure for him. You can use him as your third pairing guy. There's no pressure. They got a lot of other defensemen there that can go in ahead of him.
Not to be too homerific, but I think the player that has the biggest chance of having a big impact as a quote-unquote rookie is Kuznetsov. I mean, he has 4+ years of professional hockey experience against the second tier of,
But still, it counts. It counts. A hell of a lot better than playing in junior.
Yeah. And, he's still sort of adjusting to the NHL-sized rinks, but I mean, with a full season, or a full off-season, I should say, under his belt, full training camp under his belt, I think that this might be obviously his first full year, but this might be the year that he really is able to show the NHL fans what Capitals fans have sort of been following along for the last 4 years since he got drafted. So.
Yeah, because because you've been waiting. You guys have been waiting for this kid for a while, and you're really hoping that because let's face it, given the slow decline we've seen, excuse me, of the Capitals since 2010. I think it's pretty obvious Capital fans are looking for something to get some kind of a sign that they're turning the corner and that they're going to start coming back up again. And Kuznetsov stepping in and having a strong rookie season, I think, will go a long way in that direction.
Elon, you want to unmute yourself and give your take on the Kuznetsov situation?
Please, yes.
No.
Oh, come on. Seriously.
I mean, yeah, it's been a long time waiting, and I agree with Pitts that, he is in a good position to be one of the forefront players among the rookies who make an impact. And it also plays to his advantage that most of that rookie spotlight won't be on him. It'll be on Ekblad and other guys who are just drafted, and he had the full off season, but it's still just a new coach and a new system, and we've had Ovechkin, who we've mentioned, who's been a number, who has gone through multiple different coaches, and I just don't want to see this happen all over again with another one of our top prospects. It's just a pain in the butt. I mean, being a Caps fan myself, it's just been a pain. I just want to see him gel with a group of guys, and I'll be happy to see that. As to whether or not he makes an impact, I think will depend on all those other factors. So I do think, based on what he's shown us from the play he's already gotten in the NHL, that he can definitely be one of those elite players. But I don't think it's entirely up to him whether or not that happens.
Great take, Gary. And back to me. I can't, like, the echo is annoying.
I know.
I love you, Elon, but I don't know.
Sorry. Yeah. We got another question in.
Yeah, shout out to Tom's, who's just going ahead, and he's from Latvia. Put it on the put it on the map, Latvia. Another one. We don't have a map. Tom's from Latvia says, what do you think about Zegmas Gregerson? I'm sure I'm butchering that name, so I apologize. Gergensons. Love the pickle. But he says he's from Latvia and interested in your opinion. Will Buffalo be last this year also? He adds in there as well. Yes, Buffalo's going to be last this year.
Yeah.
I think that's up there.
If they're not last, they will definitely be among the bottom 5 teams.
They're in the lotto.
They got a long way to go. They got a lot. Well, they got a lot. They're in the middle of a significant rebuild. But Jurgensen's, though, listen, I think the kid's got potential as a solid second line center.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely up there, and I think that he's going to be one of the kids that's going to be helping this revitalization on this team. And he's going to be a key cog, and I think that the way they've been bringing him up is, I guess, tentative, and I think the smartest thing for them to do, because they're well aware, they're not blind to the fact that this is a team in peril right now. So bringing him up the way they are is a great ideal for them, and. That's they were easing him into larger roles over the course of the season as well. Give him a little bit more responsibility. Even had him late in the season, sort of in an alternate captain role as well, just so he can get a taste, of the added responsibilities and to kind of get a look ahead of where they see him in their future. As I said, he's got a lot of promise. I think he's got leadership potential. I don't see him as a top line guy, but he's definitely a solid two-way player. I could definitely see him being a strong second-line player for them.
So does Terry Pegula even realize at this point that he still owns the Sabres? He just paid $1.2 billion or something like that for the Bills.
He owns Buffalo. Don't worry about Terry Pegula.
He's changing Buffalo to Pegulaville.
Yeah. So how much money, A, is this team even going to make this year? And B, how much is he going to spend on this team? Or, as far as the salary cap is concerned, but as far as the floor and the cap is concerned, is he even going to care about putting money back into the Sabres at this point?
Yeah, he will. He's putting money into the that new practice facility they're building across the street. Like he's putting a lot of money into this team just off the ice as well. And I think they're doing it just well. They're going to get to the floor, and that's because they have so much young talent that they don't need to spend money just to rebuild now. We didn't hurry. No, they're in a situation where just up the middle. I mean, you got Jurgensons, you got Sam Reinhart, you got Miguel Grigorenko, and Joel Armana, and all this other fun stuff that are happening for the Sabres. So they're going to have guys that are being able to put back into the just develop upward and onward for their whole rookie seasons and help them grow. And that way, when they ask for the big money because they played so well and excelled so well, they're going to have it at their disposal when the cap is $170 million.
And don't dismiss the possibility of them targeting any of these teams that are going to be pressed for cap space next year to see if they can't grab themselves a quality player. I'm talking about Chicago especially. This is going to be the last season we're going to see Chicago, the Blackhawks, with their current roster. Now, they're not going to do a big, massive dump of salary as they did 4 years ago, but they are going to have to shed some salary, and they're going to have to drop a couple of guys. And I think if the possibility exists for them to grab somebody like say perhaps if Patrick Sharp is willing to waive his trade clause to maybe to go to Buffalo. I mean, I realize some of this is going to be contingent on some players waiving their trade clauses, but you can't dismiss it out of hand. I mean, if Josh George is willing to shock the world and say, listen, I'd rather go to Buffalo than Toronto, then anything's possible. And they'll certainly have a lot of cap space to work with, and they're going to do, I think, what the Islanders did. They're going to look at teams that are looking to dump salary to see if they can't grab themselves some veteran guys, some guys that are going to fit well into their system. They're going to help their young guys who are going to be leaders but also contribute on the ice.
They're in a role the Islanders are in this offseason in terms of just being able to afford these guys, right?
So Elon thinks Elon either likes it or he's applauding.
It's all right.
He put on his headphones, so
hey, much better. Yes, you are the champ.
Charlie Chaplin, you can talk, man.
Yes, he's gone to the talkies. Gone to the Magic Lantern show.
Mark, you might have to present him again. You don't know.
He's trapped in the.
He's squeezing the Sherman. That's what that was.
And half of that. My God. Those Dollar Shave Clubs are great.
Any thoughts, Elon, on the Sabres? Perhaps maybe pursuing some talent in the offseason? Any thoughts on that?
Not really.
Okay.
So honestly, I'm so out of the loop. I've been so busy. I'll be better prepared next time.
No, that's okay. Hey, listen. Hey, capital stuff.
Here's the thing. The big thing is that Elon, you didn't present much, but you were there. However, we're not going to be able to pay you this week. So that's the downside of all this.
Yeah. It's like it's like, okay, yes, you're employed by the show, but you don't actually get paid till you do the actual field.
Here's the thing: we can pay you, but we have no budget. So
that's fine.
Listen, we need someone to come in on the weekend. Yeah.
Real quick, Lyle, by the way, before you head out, we did have another comment on the video, another question. Mr. Mookster asks, do you think Darcy Kemper will be number 1 in Minnesota?
Yes. They have no choice right now. Well, he's going to start the season number 1 for sure. Nicholas Backstrom's past his prime. Josh Harding right now, we don't know what the deal is going to be with his health. And who knows what they're going to do with Ilya Bryzgalov. So I think this is Kemper's time to shine.
Yep.
There you go.
Tom's one last question. When is the Edmonton Oilers going to be a playoff team?
Oh boy, I hate to laugh but I mean, you don't like to laugh at other teams' misery, especially when you miss the playoffs 8 straight years. But I don't see any end in sight right now because I don't know what the hell management's doing right now in Edmonton. I mean, they lost me in 2012 when they had the opportunity to pick a defenseman with the first overall pick, and they grabbed another winger, which they didn't need. Now, sure, okay, they also managed to get Justin Schultz, who's got some promise, but I mean, God Almighty, like, I don't know, it just seems kind of scattershot, what they're doing.
I think he's the only Schultz in the NHL without a Stanley Cup.
Could well be.
Could very well. I don't think Nick Schultz has one though.
No, you're right. Nick Schultz has. That's 2.
I don't think he's in the NHL. I think he's in the minors now. So, it's true. Technically true.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Well, there is no Schultz in the NHL anymore because Jeff Schultz got waived. He's down in Manchester again.
I thought you were going to say something more like he got married and he changed his last name.
Okay. There's that. All right, Lyle.
Hyphenate.
Yeah, hyphenate. Just like Nugent Hopkins, and away we go. All right, Lyle, it's been real. It's been fun. A lot of questions, so we peppered you with.
It's been a great show. Great to have a nice extended chat with Elon on the show as well. Normally it was just he would pop in the past. He used to just pop in for a few minutes and then disappear. So yeah.
Good to talk to you too, buddy.
Yeah. So all right, cool. Lyle, it's been fun. It's been real. It's been real fun. Have a good week, and we'll talk to you next week, sir.
Talk to you next week, guys. Take care.
There he goes. He's Lyle Richardson. He works for the Hockey News. He works for Bleacher Report. He works for the PEI Guardian Island, and himself, SpectorsHockey.net as well. We've come to an end of another show, a phenomenal show within itself, and now we have ourselves an ending. And now, Mark, you can go ahead and give shout-outs so you can have this ending.
All right. I will give a shout out to Chicago. Elon, we're coming to see you this weekend. Not to see you, but we're coming for the marathon this weekend. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
I was supposed to volunteer for the marathon, but I guess they didn't need me. Hold on. Let me show you guys what Chicago.
Oh, jeez. You're not going to jump, are you?
No, I don't think these windows come off.
Okay, well, that's good. You have to talk so we can see it.
Here, I'll present Elon again.
Present Elon again.
Look at that. There's a reflection. There's some.
Hold on.
There's some.
Hold on. I can take care of that.
All right, production.
There's us. There's us right there.
There's the game in reflection.
Oh God, we're gonna have to pay for those rights now.
Yeah.
I'm not paying for this airtime.
Look at that. Look at the beautiful skyline.
Building.
You know what? Many people down there now are getting shot by illegal guns. Can you believe it?
So many people. Yes, I've seen people. Emergency room. They had holes in their backs from knives and bullets.
What happened? I slipped on the floor. No, you didn't.
Actually, there was one really funny story. Like, I can't give too much information, but one person and a relative of his, let's just make up one, his father, were at a barbecue, family function. Damn it.
You're fine.
Go ahead.
And there was only one pork chop left on the grill, and apparently they fought over it. And son stabbed father in the chest because he wanted the last pork chop, but in doing so, that.
Wow.
Sorry, I got distracted halfway through the story. It was a lot funnier the first time I told it, but you weren't there.
Obviously.
So anyway, Chicago this weekend should be good times. We're not gonna have much time. Not gonna have much time to go out and socialize, but if you are at the race, no, Brittany is running. Brittany is running. Brittany is running.
The start and finish line are only I think less than a mile from my front door.
Well, if you decide to walk outside on Sunday, then give us a call and you can come meet up with us. I will have mimosas.
Pancakes
and Irish coffee. Other than that, shout out to Taylor Swift. God, that song is so good. That song is so good.
It is pretty catchy.
It's very catchy. It's very good. I guess that's about it. That's about it for me. Shout out to John and his refereeing. That's all.
Yes.
And shout out to the O's. And
Yeah, right.
just believe.
Believe. Elon, go ahead.
All right, I don't really have too much. Before I do shout-outs, have you guys gotten any questions like for the show, like email, anything? I've gotten a couple.
All right. What are your questions?
Well, mine aren't. Mine. Go ahead.
Where did they
I just
go?
said the question. Yeah, where did they go? The question and answer thing just is vacant for me right now.
Oh no, I've got them through email. I guess I didn't get them. I didn't see them on that thing.
Oh, okay.
Mine, the ones I've gotten aren't good enough for the show. I was wondering if you guys got any.
You got them through email?
No, yeah, I did.
Okay.
I was wondering
what
if
are the
you guys
questions?
got emailed.
I don't know.
They're not worthy.
Okay.
Is it Adam McClure saying, "Hey, how good's DMB?"
No, he's too busy cooking stuff.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Yeah. Right. Good one. Good one, Elon.
Thanks.
Robert Schneider emails us.
What's his email address? That's weird.
rob.animal.schneid@gmail.com. It says, "Fuck you guys." You know why Mark didn't get it? Because it's only to me. So.
Oh, there you go.
So Rob Schneider, wow, that's rated hard.
A friend of mine told me he only wanted to send it to you, Scotty.
Okay, good. Thanks, Rob. Love you.
Shout
love
out.
the show. Uh,
Shout out to Rob Schneider for being a good sport, even though he never really has the choice or is. Shout out to Pitts and you, Scotty. It's been a while since I've been on the show, and it was nice of you guys to include me. And it was nice to chat with you guys about hockey again, and a lot of other things.
Good to chat with you also.
It's all on this side of the monitor. If you have nothing else, then I guess I'll go on mine. You've had it draw. What are you drawing, Mark?
I was going to draw a mustache on you
Okay.
so that we all could have
We
mustaches.
all have the mustaches. That's easy. You can draw it, and away we go. Or I can just do that stupid toolbox and just put a mustache on myself.
That's true.
Do it that way. Well, that's not it. That's toolbar. There's no Google effects on here. Whatever. Point is this, ladies and gentlemen. It's my turn for shoutouts, and shout out to the Mr. Mike Steakhouse Casual in Airdrie. Fun times, even funner steak. What you got to say about that? Go in and mention my name, and they won't give you anything off your bill. They might even add on to it. So watch out for that. Also, shout out to them O's there, hon. Again, the ALCS, they're going to face the Royals. It sounds really close to Orioles. It's going to be really weird for us when we say who we hate. Nick Markakis, he's the Greek god. It's going to be great. It's going to be fun times. You're going to get some Bo, going to get some Old Bay there, get the last of the crabs before they go out of season. Then we have to scalp them ourselves. So that's going to be fun. Shout out to hockey season being back. Shout out to the ECHL for waiting to the 11th hour to fucking absorb another hockey league.
God.
Jesus, good times there. And I guess what was that? Shout out to Elon for coming on, and glad to see he's doing well with mustache on and off. And shout out to Mark and safe travels to you and Brittany for the marathons. So all that fun stuff, and a diss to allergies. They're terrible. I hate them all. And sinuses. And if I could rip out my allergy or my sinuses, I'd be even better. But hey, shout out to bowling because I don't know why. Because it's awesome. That's why.
It is awesome.
I'm in 7 leagues this year. It's amazing. I'm not playing in any of them, but I'm in 7 of them. It's really odd. All right, that's it. That's all. For Mark with a C and Elon B, I'm Scotty Waz. Take care of yourself and someone else. It's been Face Off Hockey Show on faceoffhockeyshow.com or wherever you get your podcast. Check us out on the Facebook, FOHS Radio there. You can check us out on the Twitter, Face Off HCKY Show as well. So until next week, when we might have music to start the show again and not some awkward stories that I didn't know was on air even though I pressed the start button. Till next week. Peace.
Bye-bye.
All right. Well, that was a show. My God, like honestly, like seriously, the amount of questions we get shows how popular we are. And like they got a 12-year cut. They pay $5.2 billion. They can't pay us $150,000 for this joyous thing. Our fan base is the best fan base out there. I don't care what anyone says, and you can't argue with me differently. But anyway, back to the hookers in Chicago.
Yeah.
What's the deal
Mark,
with that?
I had no idea you were coming to Chicago.
It's really weird. That's the fun. Oh shit, we're still live. Oh shit. Oh.